Well, let's get rolling with episode 296 of the Current Gen podcast. My name is Tim. I'm here with Kyle. Good evening, my friend. Thanks for changing times for me.
Hello. Thank you. We're all off base here. We have no idea what time or
We're
day it
all.
is. We're just
I
in
mean,
the
daylight
pocket
savings
recording.
happened, which is stupid and messes
Yeah,
with
I
everybody.
don't know, nothing screws me up better than this twice a year. So
Yeah.
I like you're always
Yeah,
like,
but
oh, we always we get an hour back right now. I'm like, do we though? Or we,
do we?
yeah, do we
Yeah.
really get it back?
Yeah. I'm still like a child. I'll stay up way later than I should because I'm like, oh, cool. When I sleep in tomorrow. No, what am I thinking? Everyone's going to be
What
up
does that mean?
an hour
Yeah,
earlier than usual because of the times. That's all. That's the only
yeah.
difference. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. First world problems. I'm gonna survive. But our buddies Jeff and Dan are still question marks. I think Dan might join us here in a little bit, but we needed to get rolling so we can get this episode posted for you all first thing on Monday morning. So hopefully Dan will be joining us here in a little bit. But Kyle, I wanted to talk about new stuff that's kicking off the month of November, really wrapping up the month of October, to be honest, and then preview what's coming up as we look into November. We kind of talked about it before we started recording. Is November usually a month for you that you're like super hyped for, like my big game is coming, or do you feel like most of your games arrive different times of the year?
I bet if we looked at calendar releases, I would be surprised to be like, oh, it's probably like because October, November feels that way to me, but it might be
Yeah,
September.
might be.
If we
Yeah,
looked it up, I don't know, but I don't. Yeah, usually like maybe I'm falling susceptible to marketing because I'm playing too much Outer Worlds
yeah.
2, where yeah, I am trained to expect to be excited for like a slew of things coming out in November, right at
Holiday
the
season.
timer. Exactly, right at the timer of holiday season, but maybe it doesn't feel exactly like that this year. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just me.
There is actually some games coming out early December that I'm really
I
intrigued
think I
by,
have way
but
more games coming out in December, which is weird. That
I
never
think so too.
happens.
Yeah, but
Mm.
we'll preview in November. I think there's maybe some hidden gems tucked away in November, in addition to the obvious stuff like your Call of Duties and things like that. But I think there's maybe some hidden gems for each of us in November. So we'll preview that month coming up here at the end of the episode. But I wanted to jump in first and talk a little bit more about Outer Worlds 2, and this is the GameSpot review we've got up here. Last week, I know you and Jeff had a chance to play it a little early and gave us your early impressions on it. I know you've played at least some since then, maybe even a lot since then. I've also gotten a chance to play it a little bit this week, so I
Yes.
wanted to add in with some of my impressions. But how much farther have you gotten this week? Have you feel like you really advanced, or were you just trying to wrap up other stuff too, so you can pivot to this one
A
completely?
lot. Yeah, all yes to that question. The answer is
All the
yes.
above.
Yeah. I did play this a lot since last time I talked about this game last week. I got about 10 hours in or so. uh, Understood buildcraft a little better in terms of rolling your character and rolled it back and have since then doubled my progress from where I was. So I'm about 20 hours into this particular run that I'm on now. And I changed it up to, I think I was a renegade before, which like, I don't know. I don't really like playing an asshole in these games, so it's like I wasn't really
Yeah,
feeling this. So I went gambler, and the gambler is such a goober. Everything he's
yeah.
like, well, I like to live on the edge of luck, and like all of his like conversation things that are gambler like specific are like
It
so
all is about like
goofy.
rolling the dice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to roll the dice on this one. It's just like
Or
it's
luck of the
so
draw.
cartoonishly stupid.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
think last week I was kind of falling victim to what a lot of people were saying in the reviews about this game, feeling maybe a little more nihilistic, not as funny. After 20 something hours into this game is extremely funny and very
yeah.
goofy. I guess I really don't understand that exact critique. Maybe it's a little more serious, but like I don't think it was more serious by taking away or subtracting comedy. Like it's still very goofy, especially in the ways like I was just talking about, especially in a lot of these ways that you're communicating to like your friends and your buddies and companions and stuff. There's a lot of really funny things going on in the world still. I just did a
Yeah.
quest where this guy, he was obviously lying about being connected to this like monster who is militarized and due to the line of succession is now the general of this forward operating base. This like monster flora or fauna that like lives on this planet. Absolute nonsense. And like this guy's obviously lying to you to like get you to do missions for him and stuff like that. And how much you play into the lie or how much you're calling him on his shit is obviously up to you, but it is very stupid and very goofy. And the game is filled with stuff like that. I am on the third
Yeah.
major planet. I did get to the point
Okay.
in the story where there has been like a narrative shift. It's kind of the beginning of the game is very like, I'm gonna get this person who wronged me, very revenge story. We needed more of those
Right.
this year, Tim. We're in a lack of
Yeah.
revenge story tales, I'll
Not
tell
enough
you.
revenge stories. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to get more of them, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one is expanding out into a much bigger problem that's gonna have a lot of interesting choices, and like it doesn't that stuff doesn't really happen to like 20 or so hours into the game, which is nuts to me.
That is
This game
crazy.
just takes kind of its time, setting itself up and everything. But I think
Yeah.
it's very engaging. I like the combat a lot. I like the changes to the combat a lot. I like all the modding. I like the
Yeah.
music. I like how strict it is
Ooh,
with
the
your
main
builds.
theme kicking back in took me back, man. When I got to that
You wanna
title
you wanna hear
screen, I
something
was like,
funny? I was
oh,
like, "Isn't this Starfield's?"
yeah, yeah.
I'd mixed them up in my head, but like, yes, I like this theme a lot. But whenever I hum it, I always like, yeah, I'm just humming that Starfield theme. But no,
Listen,
it's
there
this
are
game.
similarities. They're both like space operas. You
Yeah,
know what's funny is that there's a stark difference between these two, even though there are similarities in that like it's very RPG heavy. You kind of pick your path in terms of what kind of
you jump
strengths
on
do
a
you want to
ship,
have, which
load
characters do you
into
care
space.
about. Yeah, all the relationships. Yeah, and you can craft your ship in Starfield. A lot more
Yeah,
exploring in Starfield, but it's a much more serious game. Not that this doesn't. I mean, this one has death and betrayal and some serious stuff obviously happening, but it's all
yeah,
done in a little more comic book type way, whereas Starfield feels more like a serious TV sci-fi show or something compared to
yeah.
this. So,
It's trying to be Game of Thronesy era television.
hmm
But yeah, no, this is
yeah,
definitely more. I again, like I think it's very serious. Like it's making fun of like the '50s serial at the very beginning of the game, and you kind
yeah,
of can lean into perks that make you kind of talk like that character and stuff like
yep,
that.
yep.
Which is fun,
Some of the
But like
humor
I
reminds me
don't.
of like Helldivers 2, where it's like we're gonna
Yeah, very much so.
take them over
Yeah,
with capitalism instead of freedom or
I'm
whatever
a
the
little
other one
shocked that
was.
people aren't finding it more funny. Maybe it's a little too on the nose for people because it is just like
Yeah, could
capitalism,
be.
right? And I'm like, well, yeah,
Yeah,
it's a video game that I spent $100 on, so yeah, it's capitalism,
right.
right? Like,
It's a
but
company that
yeah,
is thriving off capitalism, so there's a lot of tongue in
yeah,
cheek
yeah,
on both
but
sides of this thing.
it is funny, but it is on the nose. So I can understand it. People are like, dude, I get
Yeah,
it. Capitalism sucks, but
yeah.
it's been funny to me.
Well,
The
based
world
on the
building is
characters you
great, but
meet, it
yeah,
sucks for some people, but it's great for others. You know what I mean? Like it's it's
yeah,
great for
for
some
sure.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
No,
And I guess my
so I'm about an hour and a half into it, maybe 2 hours into it, really early on.
okay.
I'm just on that first paradise area, exploring around, doing some side missions, meeting characters. I'm very, very early. I do like that after the prologue, they give you a choice to change your traits and your skills right out of the gate if you want. Like, hey, do you want to keep these or do you want to change them? So you have one quick chance at the beginning of the game before you really get into the proper game to adjust your kind of skills or whatever. So which is nice in case you pick something you don't
Mhm.
want. I also like that you have the chance of picking that secondary. I think it's called a perk. No, not a perk. I think it's called a trait. Whatever it is, you have a chance
Mhm.
to pick a second kind of thing about you that gives you a strength. But if you do that, then you have to pick a weakness. So I just avoided picking the second strength. 'Cause I didn't want the weaknesses all sounded pretty rough to me. So
They
I didn't want
do,
any of
yeah.
those.
The three that you get to choose
Um,
from are rough, yeah.
yeah, it's like dumb, and then there's something else, but like it really locks
Dumb,
you out of a lot of
sickly,
stuff.
and
Yeah,
everybody
yeah,
hates
sickly. Yeah.
you. Something to that regards, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like you have a grating voice. People don't like being around you. Yeah, yeah. You have a
Yeah,
hard
yeah.
time
So like
winning
you can
people
never
over.
bust above neutral, like with people's like
Yeah,
with factions. I'm like, oh,
dude,
that's
that
rough.
sounds
Yeah.
rough. Yeah, I don't want that. So anyway, but I went with the ex-convict, and it is funny
Fun.
already in the early game. There's been a lot of opportunities to use that background in my responses, and it's usually talking about like, well, my parole officer wouldn't want me to talk about that, so I can't say it. Like you say things like that a lot, or you're addressing your past as an ex-convict, or
Yeah.
that wasn't a problem for me in my cell block or whatever. Like kind of threatening people. You can do a lot of threatening. You can kind of brute your way through some stuff with some ex-convict stuff, which is cool. Um, so I like that. And then I picked Lucky, which already paid off for me once. So it's a really early. It's the first little medical center you go to in that first town, and the guy needs you to go get something to make some healing potion. Or I forget what it is. He's trying to make something, and I just went over to the machine and used my lucky trait to randomly put ingredients in, and it worked because I'm lucky, and I was able to give him the potion thing that he needed without having to go anywhere. I didn't need medical
That's
skill.
awesome.
I was I was just lucky.
I
So
love
stuff like
that.
that is
That's
is
awesome.
really funny. Yeah, yeah, stuff like that's pretty funny, and I think it kind of lets you every branch you pick. There is a payoff of some kind. There might be like a tally at the end if someone really keeps track that maybe some of them pay off slightly more than others based on what you want the experience to be like. But generally speaking, all of them have their perks. You'll have a good time with some advantage of some kind with each of them, which is really cool. I like
Mhm.
that. And then they reference it too. Like even the main, like the dialogue clearly is adjusted a little bit to my background compared to other backgrounds. Because she says something at the beginning about, I knew we shouldn't have trusted an ex-convict to do this, and I was like, I know that's not going to be the line they use for everybody, you know. So
Yeah,
anyway, so
that
so
is
I like
cool.
that kind of stuff, and man, the combat feels really good. I think the shoot even early on with the basic guns um, I've got like a shotgun, of course, the little pistol you start with. I was able to
Mhm.
open that little cabinet in your ship right after the prologue
Oh,
when you
to
kind
get
of were
the I
walking out of
use that till the end of the game. It levels up with you. Yeah.
that rookie whatever gun that is
Yeah,
really
as you
good,
use it, it levels up and it gets more powerful the more you
dude.
use it, and the rate of fire increases. So like right now, it's shooting kind of like ka-too, 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 but by the end of the game, it'll
Yeah.
shoot like a real SMG, pack a
Dude, it
punch.
is,
You
and
know?
it's strong though. Like it kind of feels like a single shot rifle, but it's a really strong one.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
yeah, so stuff like that is great. Um, and you have to have lockpick 11, but all you have to do is hop over the boxes, and there's a
There's
little
a little
lever to
yeah, there's a
turn
little
off
thing
the
there.
little yeah. But that again is it's what happens when you are obsessive about checking out every corner of every room that you can. You can't do it to every
Yeah.
place, but when you can, look behind stuff, check around the corner, look up on the shelf. There's probably something, and in this game, it rewards you for that for sure, which I really like. But yeah, man, the combat is a lot of fun so far. I really do like it a lot. I love all the different kind of perks and skills and all those things that you can unlock as you go because it clearly, just like the first game, it clearly wants you to come back and try another run with maybe a different setup, a different build.
Yeah.
And it
I'm
doesn't
already
want you
thinking of
to just
ways.
go through it doesn't want you to do one run and experience every play style. It wants you to play it all the way through with a very specific tailored play style. And then,
There's
hey,
no
listen, I understand if people
respecking.
don't like
Yeah.
that, but that's what they yeah, there's no
Yes.
respecking except for
Same.
the very, very beginning.
I understand how that could be off-putting for some in a world where everything's tailored towards like you could try it all, but like this game is an RPG through and through. You are playing a character and like you rolled what you rolled and you stick with your decisions, and that goes for your build
Yep.
and obviously the choices in this game, of which were have been insane so far. There have been some really tough calls, and little tiny things that you could just tell. I'm like, that's going to become a big thing. This is small
That's
right
going to
now.
be a problem later.
This is
Yeah.
really gonna blow up in my face later. I can tell, which I
Yeah.
love. I think it's just great.
Well, do you like how
I'm
at the bottom of some text boxes it'll say this will be remembered? I'm like, "Oh crap. This will be remembered."
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man. That can't be
Everyone's
good.
really snappy with me in this universe. So I always feel like everyone's mad at me, and they're because I always get that this will be remembered. They're like, "Yeah, well, you suck. This will be remembered." I'm like, "Uh oh."
Like, how do you
Yeah.
rewind? Go back, try again. Yeah. Oh
And I
well.
got to you could respect maybe this comparison, but in Mass Effect One, there's that moment I think on Vamir where like Rex turns on you, and you have to either like talk him down or you shoot him dead, and then he's just
Oh,
dead
that's
for the
right.
rest of the
Yeah.
game. There was
Yeah.
something kind of similar stuff like that can happen in this game where like if you
Oh.
are with a character, maybe you brought them in and like you knew they might be emotionally charged to the situation that's going on in the quest, there might be a moment where they like pop off because like it's too close to them, this situation or whatever. And I'm talking in vague strokes because this can happen multiple times with multiple different characters, so you have to
So you
like
might want to be
really
careful who you
out.
bring on missions, is what you're
Yeah, you
saying
need to
too.
really think about like, hey, I'm going to this person's planet, it's being destroyed, like maybe they're like not supposed to come with me, because like they might just be too emotional about everything. And yeah, there have been a couple moments where like I've had companions draw on me to be like, you need to make a decision, and I'm like, no, you need to chill out, man. Like, thankfully my
Dang.
speech is really high. I can talk people off, but like I could see people getting through this game and like making it out with like a few character deaths, like in big important moments, not these like dumb little
Yeah.
throwaway spats that you and them are having. You
Right.
really come to blows in these moments. So super cool.
Yeah, I mean, in the Mass Effect games, you can get to the end with hardly anyone left in your crew if you're dumb
Yeah,
enough,
yeah, right.
to do so. Yeah, you can lose just about everybody in those games too. But yeah, I mean, I'm really loving it. I'm looking forward to playing more. It's one of those. It's actually not a bad. I thought it wouldn't be good to share the time playing that with Ghost of Yote, but they're so different from each other. I'm actually finding no confusion in anything from like the buttons you would hit for stuff
Yeah,
like if you play Ghost of Yotei same time as like Assassin's Creed Shadows or something, that's going to be harder because they're so similar, and then the buttons are way different from each other.
Yeah.
These are just totally different games. I haven't tried. Is there third person mode? I haven't even tried third person mode. I've just done first
Yeah,
person
there is.
so far.
It's nice. I just pop out to see my character every once in a while.
Hmm.
But like, yeah, I'm playing mostly in first person. I just think it
Yeah,
feels snappy. It feels snappy that way.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
I like
I've gotten
when
used
I
to it.
think of an Obsidian first like RPG, like
Yeah,
it's like Skyrim. It's a first person game to me, you know.
this is a
So
first person game.
love that it's there though.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, I mean, I'm digging this game completely, and I do think so far it is an improvement over its predecessor. But don't really know those things till you finish the game and can look back at the
Yeah,
whole thing. So we shall
I think
see.
you're gonna
Well,
really
look at
like the
that!
characters. I think
Look
you'll
at
like
that
that.
timing!
Look
Look at
at
that
that.
timing!
We just
Boom,
got
boom,
done talking
boom.
about how Final Fantasy VII Remake is actually the greatest thing ever, but we didn't want any
Hmm.
input from you, so
Yeah.
we had a
Okay. I
conversation with
was
that.
gonna say if you're talking shit, I'm gone.
No,
God.
No,
yeah, right, yeah,
we just did a deep dive and purposely got a lot of the details of the lore wrong. And so you're going to be
yeah,
furious when you
Sure,
listen to
sure.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now we're gonna spend
Mhm.
3 hours getting it right. Okay.
yeah.
Correcting
There you
it.
go. All
Yeah.
right.
Well, folks, our buddy
Do that
Dan
all
has
over.
joined. Dan, we just talked about Outer Worlds 2 for a little bit. I don't know if you've had a chance to play any of it yet. I know I have,
No.
and so Kyle was updating us on his thoughts. If you haven't, no worries. Then
Unfortunately
we can move on to the next thing. Okay. All right. I do think you'll
Yeah, I
like
don't
it
know
when you get a
why.
chance to get to
I
it.
don't know. Like I had so I finally finished Fallout 4 this year, and
Hmm.
of course I love those kind of games. But like I don't know, I liked the first one, but I never finished it. Just something about it, I
Mhm.
kind of just got bored with it. I don't know why. I
I
can't
think
really
that's
put my
probably
finger on it.
why you would like the sequel better.
Okay,
Yeah.
it just feels
Yeah, it's
more
just
well-rounded.
yeah, it's just a deeper game. Whereas like that game, they
Okay.
wore it on their shoulder. Like this is a small, I don't want to say
Mhm.
throwaway. Like this is kind of a small. We're just
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
throwing idea. This is like a really well thought out like RPG
Mm.
with really
Okay.
really wild like build crafting where like you're really playing into a role and it really feels like you're doing your like what you designed your character to do. Whereas like a
Do
lot of
you
games
need to
just
play the first game, Kyle? Because I haven't noticed anything
no,
yet
no,
where I
you're
needed
in a
that.
completely
Okay.
different like galaxy, doing completely different things. Maybe the only thing that you would need to know, which you would because you played a little of it, was that Auntie's choice or whatever, or Spacer's choice
Well,
and
now it's
Antium. Like,
Auntie's
yeah,
choice. Yeah.
the two big corporations that we were making fun of in the last game have now merged into one corporation that we're making fun of in this game. That's
Yeah.
the
Sure.
connective tissue.
Sure.
Yeah.
So just like real life,
Yeah.
just things
Yeah.
monopolizing other
Yeah.
things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
With all of the real humans kind of left in the wake of being the collateral damage for whatever's happening at
Yes.
the top,
Yes.
which is great.
Exactly.
Okay. So, Outer Worlds 2, awesome game. I am really excited to play more of it. And yeah, so far, really thrilled with what they have delivered. I'm shocked that Obsidian has delivered multiple really high quality games this year. Again, I know that I dropped off of Avowed, but that's not because it was a bad game. It's just I wasn't really into it. It is really cool. It's got a cool hook, a really cool feel and look to it. So and I understand a lot of people really love that game, and this also really delivered. They're both really deep experiences. I just kudos to that team for getting 2 games out like that this year.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Good for
I
you.
shouldn't say kudos if they were crunched and like horribly treated. Maybe horrible.
Sure.
Maybe horrible job.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then
But-
laid off, probably. You know.
And then laid off. And then they were like, wait, our game is free, so we're going to get no revenue from this. It's on Game Pass. Awesome. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know what's happening with all that stuff. But anyway, everything is an Xbox. All right, guys, let's keep moving into
Even
some
we are.
other
Even
games.
we're Xboxes.
I am. I know I am for sure.
I've got the ports to prove
know-
it. So
Yeah. Ew, don't show me those.
Yeah.
But I know Dan is still resisting, but someday he will also be an Xbox. We'll see. We'll see when that happens.
Someday my ports will also no longer resist to the power of Phil Spencer. So
Wow.
Okay, yeah, that's
That-
yep.
yeah.
Let's put that on a poster.
Yeah. That's a
You're
slogan,
welcome,
that's a
Phil.
t-shirt, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like,
That's
"Let
like a
me fill
saying you'd
your
see in one of
ports."
those-
That's his whole new slogan, marketing campaign.
It's like one of those like daily wisdom calendars, and that's one of them. Someday my ports will no longer be able to resist Phil Spencer. What?
And then Phil's face just slowly fades in.
Yeah, of course, crust is a
but hey, there are other new games out this week that I thought were worth highlighting. And I know at least one or two are ones that we've had our eye on that we are either excited about or maybe even have diddled a little bit, as our buddy Jeff likes to say. So let's take a look at a few others. This one was a little bit of a surprise. This is from the team that made The Finals. Now, I'm not a big multiplayer gamer, whether it's PvE or PvP. I don't usually get into a lot of different multiplayer-centric games. That being said, I do know The Finals was pretty popular for a long time. Got a lot of DLC. I remember seeing it pop up here and there, The Finals. I just don't know much about it. Same team created this game called Arc Raiders, which is out now. And, oops, I hit the wrong button. One second. We'll get there.
Tim's like, get out of here. Just go away.
There we go. All right, we're back. We're back, folks. Arc Raiders. So yeah, Arc Raiders is out now, and this is not a free-to-play multiplayer game. This is a $40 purchase.
Could have fooled me.
So so I don't know if that means they don't have a major store, tons of aesthetic purchases. I would assume you can still buy battle passes and all those things, but I actually don't know how that works. I think it does too. Maybe it's less predatory, less expensive. Maybe they give you more free stuff.
The creator did just make an announcement saying you'll never play as unicorns in our games. Like the stuff that you buy will always look in universe. So it's like there's obviously aesthetics and stuff you can buy. I love how everyone's dunking on like Warzone specifically, Call of Duty Warzone, with like all the like Nicki Minaj like skins and stuff like that. That game's free to play, you know, so you have to add some skins, to get people to,
Yeah, I was playing it with my son the other day because we went to play a little Call of Duty, and Chucky and Bride of Chucky killed us both, and then kept moving on. I was like, all right, I can't play this anymore.
Were they the life size, or were they
life size? No, they were life size.
Oh my god, they were life size.
So.
That's weird. Yeah, that's not a Chucky doll. That's a grown man.
And they both came riding in on dirt bikes and killed us, and then ran away. And I was like, okay, I gotta stop. I can't play this.
So they're not doing that. So that's good.
Doesn't seem like they're doing that. And
I like
basically what I'm seeing from Arc Raiders is a very good public response.
Yeah.
Like the user reviews seem to be
extraction shooter, right? Like that's its.
Yeah. I believe it's PvE primarily.
PvP.
I did not know
PvE
that
or whatever
until recently, because when I remember the first trailer for this, I was like, this looks pretty rad. Like this looks cool. But then all those words you just throw out, I'm like,
It's games as a service.
Do you guys get like mild Division vibes though from watching some of this third person? I don't know. I get mild Division vibes.
That's even when you go into the zones, and those zones with the PvP zones, that is this kind of genre. Is that extraction style? You get in, you get loot, you do some missions, you get out, people kill you while you're extracting. That's kind of the loop or whatever. And people like that, but people haven't liked it in a while, so it is kind of interesting that this one's doing so well, because it felt like extraction shooters just kind of came and went. Everyone rejected Marathon for literally being an extraction shooter for the most part. You know what I mean? People were like, I don't want this.
That's because it originally wasn't, right? There's an actual DNA there.
Marathon in general is not, it's if you're talking about the old Macintosh game or whatever from back in the day. No, it is something that when people associate with Halo and stuff like that. So with Bungie and Halo, but that turned into something not that, but again, they're giving this game a chance, and I don't know. I truly don't know what the difference is. It is interesting that this one did take off though.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not one that I have on the top of my list, that I gotta play, but I am intrigued by how positive the reactions are to it. I was just gonna double check right now what the user reviews are, because they started very positive. They're still at very positive.
I mean, it looks like
the world just looks unique.
And you're fighting big bosses. You're fighting big Metal Gear things, and I think people like that extraction, that heart pumping nature of okay, we're leaving with all this loot. Everyone look out for other people now, real in server and world people. I get it.
It's at 90% positive, over 20,000 user reviews at 90% positive. That's really impressive.
I get it, but if I get killed at the end of one of these games, I do feel nothing. At the end of it, nothing's worth. I'm just well, that was just a waste of time. Nothing. Was all that was. But other people don't feel it. You know what I mean? Other people get a rush.
What they did is they extracted. They
What?
extracted your time, is what they
They
did.
extracted my
They
time.
extracted your time.
Yeah, I extracted no weapons and they extracted my time. You're right.
Yeah. Yes.
My
Exactly.
brain doesn't like
I
the
think
transaction on that.
as I'm reskimming these reviews, it does sound like people are much more enjoying the co-op PvE nature of it. PvP, I guess there's some
Mm,
qualms that a bigger number of people have, which is not
okay.
too surprising, I think, because there's exploiters or skill level differences and all those pieces in between, all the variations of what
Anything
happens with
about skill
PvP that
level
can make it.
differences, but that's a
Yeah,
nightmare.
yeah. But that being said, PvE, the extraction piece going against bots and whatever, that to me, I'm like, I could see how that'd be fun. If you got a group of buddies doing something like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
Division
Yeah.
was a blast, and Borderlands co-op
Same.
is a blast. And yeah, totally.
I did like Division. Yeah.
I love the
Mhm.
Division. Yeah.
But I played by
There you go.
myself.
Arc
So.
Raiders is out now. It's $40. I believe it's on
What?
everything. But the other thing that I wondered too, because I thought that the poster for it really did look like Concord at a glance, like very similar styling in like the,
Mhm.
I don't know if it was the font or like the
See,
color.
The
the
vibes
Kind
for
of
vibe I
looked
was
sure.
like
getting
it to
from
me.
this, what I liked about it, it had like almost kind of like a sci-fi 70s or 60s like kind of
Yeah,
aesthetic going on. Like it
it's
was
true.
giving me like a 70s, yeah, 60s, 70s, like the coloring and just kind of the aesthetic, but like with sci-fi. And I think that's
Yeah,
what kind of makes it unique. But
I think in general hackles go up when people like are pitching games as a service games, and I think that people maybe weren't on board at first, but then the open beta that happened or the multiple ones that happened, I think once people got their hands on it, people really started liking it. And it probably generated a pretty good word of mouth because of that. Whereas like all these other
Yeah.
games, other service games, like I don't know, they just don't ever take off. Like Concord, Marathon, all these games that haven't
Yeah.
even come out yet. It's kind of a scary
Yeah.
place to launch a game, but something
Kind of
about
reminds
this
me of
one really
Atari now that
grabbed
I'm
people.
looking at it too. The
yeah,
stripes
yeah,
There's a
it has
retro,
and
like
the
yeah,
this
the
font,
old,
neon. It's
yeah,
very retro, yeah.
and a little bit
yeah,
Star
80-ish.
Warsy
yeah,
with their costumes and like the
Very,
headpiece. I don't know,
very
a little
70s
Star Wars.
like
Yeah.
Star Wars pants, and yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so it's got a cool aesthetic. It looks like it's pretty fun to play. So if you're a Division fan, or if you've got some buddies and like to do some PVE, maybe you played some Ghost Recon type games together, this seems like one that's probably worth a look for you and your crew if that is your jam. So wanted to highlight that one mainly just because it was, in my opinion, it seems to be a little bit of a surprise. Maybe some people aren't surprised.
Yeah,
I was a little surprised at
shocked.
how positively it's being received. So, all right, moving on here. We've got Tales of, I think it's called Xillia, or is it Exilia? I think it's Xillia,
Yep,
right?
yep. One of those are
Tales
right.
of
I'm sure.
Xillia. Yes,
yeah.
yes to
The
both.
answer is yes.
This is the Gaming Bolt review for Tales of Xillia Remastered. I don't know a ton about this original game either, but all I know is the remastered version is out and it's getting a lot of people are loving it so far. But Kyle, I know you played it at least a little bit, right?
Yeah, this is a PS3 era Tales game. It's considered one of the
Mhm.
best ones. All fandoms are split, so I'm making a generalization when I say this, but this is the one that people like in terms of story, bad guy, cast of characters, and stuff like that. It's also high up there with like music and everything. This is some of the better music in the franchise. I will just get out and say, if you like your entry point into this series was like Tales of Abyss, no other Tales game controls like that game. And that game is the best version of Tales. It is the best combat. It's the best. I think it has one of the better stories and stuff like that. So going back to these old ones, I feel like you have to have a pretty good amount of nostalgia for it because the combat systems are kind of unique. You're kind of on where you're kind of just running towards them. You can press L2 button to
Yep,
kind of
yep, yep,
freely
yep.
run and stuff like that. But like that's how all Tales games are. It's kind of like on rails, off rails type of game. And you're chaining together combos and stuff like that. Whereas like Tales feels a little more like a character action game with a lot of really good RPG
Mm,
elements to it and stuff like that. Or Tales of Arise, excuse me. All these previous
yeah.
Yeah,
Tales
yeah.
games feel kind of a little more similar to each other, which they're weird to play, but like people who like them tend to really like them. Again, I don't
Okay.
know who is looking on the PSN store and just going Tales of Xillia. Let me just take a run on this. I think this is for people like me who grew up with this franchise, and this is part of their remastered journey, where the guy who's running Tales right now wants to remaster every game that's come out so far. And that started with Tales of
Nice.
Grace's F. So they're going to kind of do one by one, updated.
So they're going
game,
like
'cause they want-
backwards almost, like basically.
a little bit. It kind of feels like they're random. I don't know. Yeah, because Tales of Grace's F is by far not the very first one in the franchise. You know, I would have assumed they would have wanted to do Symphonia or Abyss or one of the really old ones that probably really need a an update. But yeah, this game is pretty, for the most part, like untouched. It is exactly how it was before. On the consoles, it's running at 60 frames a second, whereas in the original game, I think it was only like combat was 60 frames, world was 30. It is upgraded into the 4K. It is a linear, kind of ugly overworld game, but kind of PS3 era. Like that's kind of what that era was. Sadly for JRPGs, Dan, obviously, both are perking up. You'll know what I'm talking about. But yes, it is very.
It was dark times. It was
dark times. Some good stuff came out of there. This is definitely one of them. I really suggest this one if you are a Tales fan. You like story games. You could tolerate kind of these older style combat mechanics. But I just don't know if this is for like new fans. And if it is, maybe I'm wrong. But I don't know how many JRPGers are out there looking back at Tales and going, this is a must play series, because I don't know if that's exactly true. I think there might be must play entries in the series, but the whole series as a whole doesn't have the stopping power as a Final Fantasy or a Dragon Quest or something like that. So
now, Dan, you played at least Arise. Did you play any other Tales games?
So Arise, Tales of Graces, and Symphonia are the only 3 I've beaten.
Okay.
I had this one, and I played like maybe 10 to 15 hours, and then I dropped off. That's kind of the common thing with me with the Tales games. Like, I like a lot of it, but I think the way I've said before, I don't like the static images of story way of storytelling. I don't just like the portraits popping up and being
talking
like,
heads,
smile, and then like they're angry, and suddenly their face shifts to like. I just don't like that, which is weird because I like anime, but it's like, I don't know. It just doesn't work for me.
And that is sadly the
which is
DNA
why
of this
I love
franchise,
Arise.
is that style of talking or whatever, which people were mad about that.
Which is why I love Arise.
We're all our talking heads, but I like that too. I don't mind it. I don't have that big of a reaction to it as you do, but like I obviously would rather it be more cinematic, But the talking heads are like, I think it's been around for a long time. It was way past years to upgrade that out.
In Symphonia, I clearly didn't like. It wasn't. It didn't bother me because it was the first one, and I remember playing it at a buddy's house. I was like, "This is really cool." Like, it was just unique. So at that time, I was just kind of like, "Oh, this is cool. Let me try this," and I really like it. Symphonia is still one of my favorites. But then, like as I kept trying subsequent ones, I was like, "Oh, well, you're kind of just doing the same thing." So I'm like, I've been there, done that. I think that's kind of like more or less how I felt. But
yeah, makes sense. Well, I think overall people are liking it. I think it also is on the Switch too, which seems to be a good place to play it. Because
nice.
It's not the most.
It's actually not on Switch 2. It's only on Switch 1, and it
I thought it was.
Yeah, I thought it was too.
But it is on Switch 2, huh? It is on Switch 2.
Yeah, it's on Switch 1, running at 30 frames per second and 720 a handheld.
Yeah.
What about, does the Switch 2 version upgrade it at all?
No, it doesn't. But that doesn't mean there can't be an update later. But yeah, no.
Everything froze on my Google. Hang on a second. Unfreeze. See if I can get that to unfreeze. All right. Well, that is a to me, as I see those kind of games come out, I have, there's sometimes when I get hope that maybe there's some other deep cut game that I haven't played that I can finally get back to because remasters are happening. So I'm glad that these things keep happening. I'm glad that the Tales series is getting some love. Not necessarily because I'm a huge fan. I think Arise is the one I spent the most time with. I probably played a good 25 plus hours of Arise. I loved that game from, what year was that? Maybe 4 years ago? Something like that? Does that sound right?
No.
4 or 5, yeah.
Yeah. Really, really good RPG. So, yeah, I love it when stuff like this gets a little bit of love. I think that's great. Well, here's a really odd game that is out now called Stray Children. Have you guys heard of this one?
No.
All right.
So I was watching somebody play this.
Were you? Okay. Yeah, so it's got this isometric
it's
pixel art style.
Well, I was going to say, I think it's a sequel to Moon, which I've heard of, but I don't know anything about. But it's like an old RPG.
Like Snoopy in a hoodie? Like, what is that thing?
The streamer, the person I was watching, they
Kinda,
said that actually, some of the team members that were part of Super Mario RPG actually worked on Moon, and I think they've
Oh.
worked on this one too. Not entirely sure, but it actually makes sense because when I first saw this, I was like, this is giving me Super Mario RPG vibes. So
Yeah.
clearly there's, that DNA there, that DNA thread.
Yeah. Yeah, I know the reactions to it seem to be overall pretty positive.
Yeah.
Although I don't see anything on Open Critic for it, but yeah, people seem to really liking this very odd but also intriguing looking game called Stray Children.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, give this one a look if that appeals to you. It is out now on Steam and Switch, at least, maybe elsewhere, but at least Steam and Switch.
Oh, it is on
For
Switch.
now.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Moving on, we've got one that's been talked about more than once on our show, the HD-2D remake of Dragon Quest 1 and 2. We've known these have been in the works for a while because I think they did 3, right, last year or
Yep.
a year and a half ago or something.
Yep.
Like that. So now here we've got 1 and 2 that have arrived. Are either one of you playing? This looks gorgeous, by the way, as I'm watching this, and this is on the Switch version of it, Switch 2 review. So, but anyway, what do you guys think of it? If you've played any of it yet, or and if not, are you planning on getting it?
I did not grab this one, but I did just start a little bit of 3 when it came out last year, so I have a Dragon Quest if I need it.
You've got one.
But and I know that's the best of the 3, according to most people. So, but I really want this game. I want all these RPGs that somehow are getting remade or upgraded and stuff like that. I feel like I need to own them for some reason.
Oh, that was
because we saw how RPGs like died on the systems they were born on, when they weren't preserved properly and stuff like that. So there is a part of me that's just like, yep, pluck this up so I can never not have it. But it's not prioritized right now. But I love this franchise a lot.
Hey, it's got the overworld map, Dan. You like a good overworld?
Yeah, I need to get, same with Kyle, I need to get back to 3 because I started it enough to speak to it when it came out. On the show. But I need to play 3 because 3 is actually the first one in the chronology of this. That's why 1 and 2 are out now, because 3 takes place first. And
that's all I say to some of these long-standing RPGs. Of course, the third one is the first one. Of course, it is.
I think 1 and 2
because it's like a prequel
end.
at the time.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
So I think 1 and 2 are shorter compared to the third one too. So maybe them being packaged together makes more sense too. Not to say that they make one complete game, but content-wise, it made a little more sense.
And I don't know if it's also 2, but the first one it's just one character, which is interesting because it's an RPG, but you're playing as just one guy.
Oh.
I'm guessing the second one. The second one. This must be the second one then, because he has.
Yeah, the second one you get a party. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, the first one's unique because it's literally just you.
I like this perspective for the fighting too. I think that's kind of cool.
Sadly, it does do the old school way. Like that's where it is. Like whenever you're starting the battle, but then it goes to first person, which again is another DNA choice for this series. That this may be the thing I have a larger reaction to, where I'm like, I want to see.
Yeah, I don't love the first person.
I don't like that either.
I want to see the animation.
I don't like that either.
Look how cool that looks right there, though.
Yeah.
Oh, I
that's
see.
What it looks
and
like
it goes
right
to
there.
first person. Yeah.
See, they could have done the thing where he's standing there, right? Kind of old school, but mix
like
it.
Pokemon.
Like have him still standing there, but then
I love
animates
this though,
and
because that added animation of the cape flapping. It's
that's cool.
Sprites have never looked better. Like this is the pinnacle of sprite work that we're living in right now.
Yeah, it looks really pretty.
So
even the backgrounds, it's very detailed. The clouds actually moving across the sky during a battle, which they did not need to do that. So it's definitely been a lot of love and care put into this thing. Very detailed.
Yeah.
Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD-2D Remake is out now, so you can give that one a look. Well, if you guys want to do some real life work in the digital world, look no further than Ultimate Theater Simulator. Another one of these.
You said simulator. You said simulator.
So there's a demo for this, so you can go try it out. I played it a little bit. It reminds me a lot of Supermarket Simulator, just in terms of the way things work. We order on your computer, the boxes arrive out front, you got to bring them inside and stock things, and you got to do everything until you have enough money that you can hire staff. Yeah, I saw you punch somebody there too for a second.
It's
No, he had the fidget spinner, like randomly.
I'll tell you that. Boy,
I know.
look at this. This is
Yeah.
Whenever you're talking about like, hey, does Kyle like simulation? These are the exact games that I like when we're talking about simulation games.
Yeah.
Stocking
Listen, and
shelves,
I know that
sweeping.
Yeah. Yes. By the way, Kyle, I played the demo. You actually have to purchase the film reel. You have to go and install it in there. You have to pull the tape and connect it to the thing, install the bulb. You can like
I
set.
couldn't be more in. Stop selling me, bud.
And when people come to the front counter, they sometimes want specific seats, and you can give it to them or not. Like you can like decide whether or not to give them the seats they want, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
I love the idea of like just you running around. I'm the concession guy. I'm the ticket master guy. I'm
Yeah.
the manager. I'm the. It's like what the. Come on,
It's funny. I was getting in the demo. I was like,
you're all of the
like a huge line formed at the beginning of the demo after I opened it up when I had my first movie set up. And then all of a sudden, there's a huge line waiting for me to buy. I had one concession option as I start. I had a bag of chips, but everyone wanted chips. I was like, okay. I'm trying to quickly like go through and check everyone out through the chips.
He's hitting with baseball bats. It has the Schedule 1 like character models. It looks like
It does.
Dude, what kind of chaotic movie theater is this? What is this place?
Wow. Oh, and you can like
the
set up a
machines.
casino.
Oh, and you're gambling.
Is there a bet?
There's a casino in your theater. Yeah, are you running a front?
What?
Like
It's the
Holy
ultimate
smokes.
theater. It's not just a theater.
It's the ultimate
It's
theater.
ultimate theater.
I tell you
don't
what.
know
Wow.
if I've ever been more in ever on a video game.
Now it is in early access, everybody, but the demo is available on Steam if you want to try it out. I thought the demo was pretty fun. I played it through this weekend. I was like, okay, I'm totally going to get this game. Not in a hurry because it's in early access. I'm curious to see, is it one of those things where early access is the last thing they release and they go quiet? Hopefully not. Hopefully they keep working on it, but that does happen to a lot of games.
I still don't understand why there isn't a video game store simulator. Like, give me this level of detail, but having your own game shop.
Retro
why doesn't that
games or
exist
something
yet?
like that.
That's
And
insane.
Especially after
there's like card shop
game.
simulators, right?
Yeah,
there's
especially for
there's
that
like
one.
supermarkets, but a video game
Give
store
me
one
a-
would be so cool.
Yeah. I would be all over that.
You can
All
grade
over.
boxes as collector items and stuff like that. Like, oh, you need something.
yeah,
You
yeah.
need something. One.
Yeah, I'm on board with that. But anyway, this one's
Best
pretty
I can
fun
do
if
is
you want to run your own
$30 for this
theater.
trade-in.
It's that's the
You're
best I can
more
do.
tyrannical than GameStop. Yeah. You're like,
I know Dan's even worse.
Madden.
I just take out all my fury of my past experience working there.
Dan embraces capitalism in the way he never thought he would before because of the new simulator game. All right, well, the next up we got this game called Vane. It is a kind of zombie survival, build your own fort, work together to fend off zombies. It just went out into early access. I downloaded a demo for this. I can confirm it is definitely early access. Like the trailer looks really cool, and I'm kind of in. It's got this kind of low quality AA look to it, but I was like, ooh, maybe it's a really fun, because it said I'd like it if I like Enshrouded and Valheim and stuff. I was like, sweet, I'm super in. It's super, super rough, like really but the idea of it's really cool. As you can see here, the idea of an open world, and then you can kind of go to any house that you want, and you can do everything from hunting to fighting zombies to fighting each other to you can join a multiplayer server if you want, or just do your own kind of scavenging and surviving. So there's elements of it that I think have potential. I just did not think in its current state it was super fun to play. The zombies kind of like clipped through the walls, and I couldn't hit them. I had one weapon that I started with, and it took like 4 swings to get one hit on them, but then they hit me when they weren't even close to me. So like it's just very buggy, To be fair, though, I want to be fair to these devs. It's 2 guys making this game, like 2 buddies who are working on this game together. So I wanted to highlight it because I think it's cool. Yeah.
This is the exact kind of game I wanted to play like with my buddies growing up. Like, oh man, we can build fences. We can we can in our minds and in a video game defend our. Can we survive a zombie apocalypse together? And I love the idea of like building fences around a settlement and putting up the fences, going out and scavenging, doing some crafting, shooting people.
Yep.
But yeah, maybe with less glitches. That'd be cool.
And even building your whole base if you want, whether it's a whole house. Yeah. Yeah. You can go fishing apparently too.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so this game is called Vane. and it is out in early access now if you want to give it a try. I don't necessarily recommend making a full judgment call on the demo. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give it a chance and let it kind of cook for a little while before I look at it again. But wanted to highlight it.
Let 'em
It is
cook.
out in early access. All right. There's also this game out now called Silly Poly Beast, which I think is based on an IP that I'm just not familiar with. Don't know if you guys have heard of that before.
Oh, this looks very familiar. I think I've
Yeah, I'm
seen
not
a trailer
sure.
for this a while back.
This is the review from Noisy Pixel, and I just think the art style and combat looks really fun. This isometric kind of action combat looks fun. Using a skateboard to hit them. You also have a gun. Lots of obstacles to get around as you're fighting these shadow enemies, and then a very kind of stylized comic book character style to the.
I think I was watching somebody play the demo of this like a few months back. This looks very familiar. It looks really cool. I love the visual style of it.
They call it a punk horror indie adventure through purgatory.
Okay.
Silly Poly Beast.
It's only on PC. God damn it. Oh no, never mind.
PS5 and Xbox. There you go. Thank you, Noisy Pixel, for clarifying that for us. Yeah. So I don't know a ton about it outside of I'm just gonna fast forward here a little bit through the review. I think it looks cool. The style looks really I don't know. I like the art style of it. And some of the combat looks fun too. A little old boy going through some of these hallways. But yeah. It looks like most of the action happens in this isometric view, although there is some side-scrolling angles that
it's just very stylized. Like, look at this. She's like walking. Yeah. She was like running towards whatever that was. And...
Yeah. So yeah, I think people are liking it so far.
Dragging her. It's just funny to me. I don't know.
That reminds me of a little old school Metal Gear Solid right there. The overhead with the pillars.
Yeah.
I love to reload in battle.
That was the Ocelot fight, right? Because she was going in a square there. Like,
sure. That was an Ocelot quote. We're all doing it.
We're all doing it. So Silly Poly Beast is out now if you want to give that one a look. And last but not least, out this week is the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection with the K is out now. And you know what's interesting? Only today have I caught up a little bit on some of the reviews for this. The reviews seem to be mostly positive from the major outlets, but I've seen some smaller reviewers and content creators that are like, they're convinced that they're being paid off because this is garbage. So I don't know who to believe. I don't know if it's like, and I don't know. I'm not a major Mortal Kombat fan. I never really got into the series personally. I'm not sure what they could have done to make this that bad, but I don't know. Curious if either one of you guys are into this, if you're going to even try it.
I am
Are
very
they just
into
saying
Mortal
Kombat is bad, or
I don't.
No, I think they're saying this collection is bad. Is what they're saying.
Going back and playing old fighting games isn't really my thing. That's not like I don't live for a lot of nostalgia in old fighting games because I think like, especially Mortal Kombat, like they're very rough around the edges. But I like the series, and I have a lot of fond memories of every single entry in the series. But yeah, I don't know if I long to go back and play them.
I know Derek and I were definitely the most Mortal Kombat guys out of all of us.
Mm-hmm. Game Boy.
Yeah, I have. That one looks rough. Never played that one. Yeah. I have nostalgia for this because this was the one that I did play with friends, and I sucked at it. I was bad at it, but yeah, I have some pretty big nostalgia for especially 3. I actually love 3 the most out of 1, 2, and 3, which is probably blasphemy because I know it's usually 1 or 2.
I like 4, dude, and that game sucks. So I'm here for it, dude. When they introduced like those like really complicated like button commands where everybody could pull out a weapon, I was like, this is the game now. Like we're fighting each other with weapons.
There you go.
Yeah, no.
So this has the original game 2, 3, Ultimate 3, 4, the trilogy, a bunch on the tournament edition.
Oh, is that Deadly Alliance?
I think so. It's Sub-Zero, the Mythology game.
Oh my god, they have the Mythology Sub-Zero game.
I wish they had Shaolin Monks. If this had Shaolin Monks, I'd buy it.
Yeah, I never did play that one, but
instantly.
I remember hearing that one was actually solid.
It's the best. Yeah, it's so good. Yeah.
Yeah, so it is out now. I don't know. Make your own judgment call, everyone. I can't vouch for it one or the other. But I do know, even just from this conversation, it is going to bring back at least some elements of nostalgia, even if they maybe miss on a little bit of it. Who knows? But all right. So that is it for new stuff that is out this week. I wanted to talk through a few headlines with you guys and then hear more about what it is that you are playing this week. And then we'll finish up with previewing the upcoming month that we are now currently starting off this week. But hey, I saw this news that Nintendo had been suing this guy, Every Game Guru. His real name is Jesse. I think it's pronounced KN. But anyway, they Nintendo sued him, who claimed it would stream games on various online platforms under his username Every Game Guru. The lawsuit stated that since 2022, KN has streamed at least 10 of Nintendo's leaked games before they were released, more than 50 times in total. And the most recent at the time of the lawsuit being Mario and Luigi Brothership. Some of these quotes are bonkers. So listen, this is funny. They also claimed that KN taunted Nintendo, sending the company a letter.
This the guy who provoked them? Okay.
Oh yeah, he did. He sent them a letter saying that he has 1,000 burner channels and he can stream from them and do this all day. He said, "I can do this all day."
I do all day, all day,
all day.
And then on Facebook, he apparently posted a little bit later, as Nintendo was struggling to really kind of get their footing against him. He said, "You should have done more research on me. You might run a corporation, but I run the streets," which is quite a quote.
I run the streets. Okay.
Sure, buddy. Sure you do.
So this guy was having a lot of fun. But so anyway, apparently there was a deadline given by the court. He failed to respond in time. They even had to reach out to his extended family to finally get a hold of him. And all this sounds like it's building up to some huge win, right? It's only going to be a $17,500 finding in damages total.
You know what? I kind of like that. I like how they were like, "We're just petty enough to go after this kid for $18,000." Like, you know what? I'm in on Nintendo.
You're on board.
Man, I'm on board, baby.
I mean, they can't even get a contractor to work for them for 3 months for that amount. You know what I mean? That's not enough to do anything for a company. I mean.
But what's crazy though is, wasn't there that one guy that got Nintendo won and he had to pay? Doesn't he owe $1 million or something crazy?
There are some.
It was some egregious amount. Yeah,
there's some egregious in today's world where they are suing a lot of kids for thousands of dollars, and you're like, wow, okay.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah. What do you guys think, generally speaking, about companies suing people for? Let's take it outside of the world of streaming a leaked game early. That to me is pretty straightforward. Yeah, you shouldn't do that. You're kind of being a jerk to get a leaked, pirated version of a game and stream it. But
yeah,
when Nintendo comes to someone about an existing game, and they've done this before, they don't want you to stream their content. What do you guys think about that? Especially you, Dan, with all your streaming experience. But what do you guys think about it?
I think it's nonsense. Absolutely nonsense.
I mean,
I think even I guess it can get complicated because I'm not a musician, but I think even all that shit is nonsense, and they need to figure out a more nuanced approach because it's so dumb how a person can stream even certain games. I think the Kingdom Hearts, if you play certain songs at normal volume, it'll mute that section because that song you can't play. And it's why? Yeah. What are you mad about? You're, first of all, the way I viewed the whole music thing is the person's giving you free advertising. You're basically being here's this song. I hear the song. I'm wow, I didn't know this band existed. Now I'm going to listen to their stuff, maybe buy their merch, go to their shows, buy their albums. It's free advertising. What is the problem? I don't understand. Unless you're just sitting there streaming an entire album to just have thousands and thousands of people listen for free, then it's yeah, that's kind of stealing.
Yeah, you're talking usually snippets edited in online into videos. You're not in a lot of cases aren't even playing the whole song, But yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
They really go after you for any song, and it's usually an AI, that does it, or some kind of algorithm that does it. So it's you're not having a human, kind of point out those roles. It's very binary, and yeah, I don't know. I'm not about it. I don't know if you should sue kids also, Nintendo, for streaming your games. That's weird to me.
I think it's crazy to me.
I think it again, go after people who are breaking Street Date and who are pirating your games and yada yada. But I think it's really weird to strip all your music off of YouTube so you can sell it via an app on Nintendo Switch or that's crazy to me. That's come on, man. You're not making any money off of somebody listening to Bowser's theme on YouTube, or you're not losing any money. Maybe the problem is you're not making any money. That's the whole problem. But like, you're not losing any
Well,
money. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I'm gonna figure out a way to listen to that song, and you're not gonna get any money for it either, most likely. Nintendo specifically. So like,
well,
it
also
just,
too, with games specifically, like the problem too is the whole game preservation thing. Like if you just let these games float off into the ether, what do you expect people to do? To just not give a shit about these games and never play them again or experience them again? Like you're getting mad and potentially suing people for playing something that's older that you can't really get your hands on. It's like, well, then figure it out. Re-release the game, remaster it, remake it, just port it, like find the code, like release it and sell it for a few bucks. That way you are getting your money. Like, you know, like so many people want these older games and there's no like legal means to get them. So it's like, well, then what other choice do people have? Like,
yeah.
Totally agree. Yeah, well, I do love the balls on this kid to say the things he said to Nintendo, though. I will always think that's funny. I own the street.
Yeah.
You run the corporations. I run the streets.
His balls are all over the street.
I mean, you know, I'm actually on this kid's side now. You know, I'm actually.
I know. After those quotes, I like how he's like, "You should have done your research on me. I can do this all day." Like, oh wow,
all day,
all day. All right. And Kyle, maybe you can speak to this. I'm not sure if you are interested in this or will play it at all, but the multiplayer mode for Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater is available now, called Fox Hunt. Have you dove into this at all? Do you plan on playing this at all?
I haven't. I do plan to check it out. Yeah. I usually like Metal Gear Online stuff. This maybe doesn't look as robust as other like previous attempts at it, but like this looks kind of like a singular mode. But it could be fun, and I do want to check it out. I did have to get Metal Gear Solid 3 off my hard drive to make room for other stuff recently. My fear is as I turn it on, I try it.
Fake fan.
The diehard people are playing it, and I just get like ran over. Like, because that's what happens with these like really singular like mode type online games. Like it attracts 1,000 people who play it every day, and those are the people you get teamed up with or teamed up against. So, so I'm hoping to give it a run, but it's always interesting that they're always trying stuff like this.
Yeah, it says it's finally available as a free update for the game with 2 different game types, Survival Capture and Survival Intrude, for up to 12 players online. Capture has you trying to collect as many frogs as possible to win the game, which sounds so much like a Metal Gear game. It's so funny. And then Intrude is described as a covert assignment where operatives must utilize stealth and survival elements in designated zones to progress through multiple phases. Still sounds a little vague, but I'm guessing you're just playing different. Yeah, you're using different skills in the game to somehow progress. And I don't know if you're totally against each other or just competing for time. I don't know. I'm not sure. So, collecting frogs or sneaking?
They're all good questions. They're all good questions.
That's right. Well, guys, listen, I added this one just for the two of you because I struggle to muster any care about the Animal Crossing games. I want to, but I just can't. But I know that you guys do, and I'm happy for you.
It's funny
Animal
because
Crossing,
like
go ahead.
You like these types of games. It's just
I know.
There's got to be something. There's got to be something that you don't like. It's got to be the animals, which I understand.
Can I be really transparent about this real quick? Just really, can I just be vulnerable for a second, you guys? I haven't played an Animal Crossing game for more than maybe 6 minutes, so I have never really given them a fair shake.
Right,
something about the style looking like toys that my 6-year-old daughter has. I'm like, nah, I can't play this.
I'm telling you,
Tim has, he hates toys. Tim hates toys.
Are literally the types of games you like to play, though. But
I know, I would love it. I think you're right.
I hate the art style so much, and I hate all the anamorphic animals. Sorry, Gaston. I hate it. I hate everything about.
I don't.
I hate everything about animals wearing pants. It's not natural. We should be against it. Okay. They don't wear pants. But yeah.
But if they could,
you know what? Where's your pants?
If they could, they might.
Yeah, and it's weird that you're a human hanging out with a bunch of like. It's just weird. It's a weird vibe, man. It is a weird vibe visually.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? I think it's weird.
I'm not too Animal Crossing's stupid. Dan, you're gonna have to sail the ship on your own now.
Listen, I think it's weirder that characters like Donald Duck wears a shirt but no pants.
Yeah, where's his pants?
You can't halfway get there. That's weird to me. Absolutely.
Just also put
no,
on pants.
Donald.
I have put hundreds of hours into this game, so
Yeah,
this interests
yeah.
me greatly. This new update.
I don't
Yeah,
actually even
Donald
know what the
is
update
a
is.
perv.
What is? Yeah. Do you have any of the? Do you have any of the?
I do.
info?
So, Animal Crossing New Horizons is getting a free update as well as getting a Nintendo Switch 2 edition of the game. I believe they both launch on January 15th, although the update could come sooner. I know the Switch 2 edition is already slated for January 15th. So the base game will get these updates too, by the way. They'll get Lego furniture, playable NES and Game Boy games are being added, like a really fun stuff that they're adding.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Which is really cool. And the Switch 2 edition is going to include, listen up to you games I just whined about who don't have mouse controls. It's going to include mouse controls, which can be used for redecorating your home, creating custom designs, and writing messages on the bulletin board. You're going to get this new item called a megaphone, which allows you to call other residents using the Switch 2 microphone, which is funny. Expanded online features for the Switch 2, including up to 12 players, which I guess previously was only up to 8. And then camera support if you want to see your face alongside your character for some reason. I guess some people like to do that.
Sure.
But if you already own the first game, it's only a $5 upgrade pack if you have a Switch 2 now. Otherwise, the game will be full priced $65 on the Switch 2 if you do not own it yet.
65, huh?
There you go.
Specific.
Yeah. I think it's 60 for the Switch, so it's like 65 for the Switch 2.
This definitely tells me we're not getting an Animal Crossing game in the next year or two. To me, I feel like this is really signaling, hey, we want you to play this game for another year or so. Which, like,
until we figure it out.
That kind of bumps me out a little bit, but
listen, you're very right. I hadn't thought of that, and way to bring it down.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for, man. I just show up and bring things down. That's my thing.
Now we got to bring it back up.
All right.
That's what she said.
So I can't. This next announcement is not bringing it back up. You want to say anything else about Animal Crossing before we?
Man.
Okay, sorry.
I mean,
I
listen,
apologize ahead of time.
It saved many lives during COVID. I'm just gonna say it. Yeah,
People got to hang out with Elijah Wood.
Our brains. Right?
Yeah, it's true. This was a very healing game for a really weird time. It really was for a lot of people. So it will have that.
Totally agree.
Going for it.
Yeah, totally agree. All right. So Amazon, we knew. I thought we had already heard that their Lord of the Rings MMO was not happening. I thought we had already heard that wasn't happening, but
yeah, this is
anyway,
the
it's all
second
but
MMO that you
that
did
they
hear
canceled.
this before for another project that was a Lord of the Rings MMO. This is the second one.
Oof.
Yes.
Oof.
That's rough, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, anyway, Amazon Games. This is a rumor because we've heard it from former staff member that's saying that they've laid off a bunch of Amazon Games staff, specifically from that department, and canceled their Lord of the Rings MMO game. Not a whole lot to add to that outside of that's the word of one former employee. I don't see why we wouldn't believe it, though. I just feel like this kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, they did also just announce they're not going to support New Worlds anymore, that MMO, which was really good. I played that one. It was fun.
Yeah.
They're not going to support that one anymore, and servers are shutting off at like the end of 2026 or beginning of 2027.
Oh wow!
And those people did get fired. So I wonder if, you're talking about the RPG department or whatever, the MMO department. I'm wondering if these stories are connected in any way, and a mass firings or Amazons might be just abandoning games. Maybe I don't really know. That kind of seems like what's happening there.
Yeah.
That sucks.
I don't know. I mean, I thought that they were trying to relaunch Luna. Here's what shows how much I know. I thought they were going to try to get that going again, and they might. Who knows? They might.
Sure.
But anyway,
that's a thing that existed.
I barely remember
sure
that.
Did.
To be honest, a lot of that is like the same thing to me. That, the Ouya, whatever Google had, that's all the same thing.
Is a piece of art. Dan, and I won't have you besmirching.
Oh yeah, it was.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You betcha. Yeah.
Oh boy.
So, all right. Well, that's it for the news that I know about. Unless you guys know of any other news headlines from this past week that I maybe missed, feel free to call those out if I missed something. Especially if it's something good. If it's something bad, just keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
If other people got fired, don't tell me about it.
I don't want to hear about any more people getting fired.
Fair enough.
Yeah. No thanks to that. All right, guys, before we get into our November preview, why don't we talk about anything else that we are playing, anything else or even watching. And so Dan, why don't we kick it off with you? If you've got stuff you've been gaming, what are your updated impressions on stuff? Even if you talked about it before, what are you playing right now? And then anything that you're watching that you want to highlight too.
So yeah, still plugging away at Ghost of Yotai, of course. I have all of the weapons now. I know we were having a little discussion there about what we like the most.
Yeah.
For me, it is still the Odachi because again, it's just hilarious. Just this giant ass sword, and you're just like,
I haven't gotten it yet.
Freaking. Oh, okay. It's funny.
For
It's
cutting
just
horses, but you don't get to cut a single horse in this game. So
what?
Yeah.
0 out
don't
of
wanna
10
do
for
that.
historical accuracy.
Uninstall.
But yeah, that game is it's beautiful. I got a bunch more pictures, so I will just bombard you guys with like another 20 pictures probably. Just the photo
Good.
mode. I just keep it just it's just a good time. But yeah, that game's just really fun. Really enjoying it.
Yeah.
I'm in the
Dan, how are you finding like the
know if
story
it's
as you
last year.
progress through it? Because I know that you've got opinions on game narratives and stuff like that. How are you feeling, especially compared to the previous one so far? I know you're not finished with it yet.
So I've only played I only played Tsushima the one time all the way through, and then I came back for the DLC. I didn't dislike Jin Sakai by any means. But I think I do remember him being a little bit on the boring side to some extent. There was definitely, like some terrible things happening on the island of Tsushima. So obviously he was dealing with that, and there was definitely some heartache. And pain and things that he had to deal with. What was it? His uncle, I think. Who was that? The other character that was. It was his uncle. Okay, yeah. And like that stuff, like specifically him and the uncle stuff.
Nah, I think it was uncle. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, in my head
I guess it wasn't memorable. Bad game.
Yeah.
There you go. I don't even remember. Yeah, Uncle Who's His Face or Who's He What's It. But yeah, I like Atsu. I do think, and that's what's this is what cracks me up. I'm not gonna, because I feel like I do it every time. The whole people shitting on things because female or her pronouns or whatever.
Because
but
girl.
It's like
yeah.
I think that actress or that actor, whatever you want to call them, did a great job
performer
with Atsu.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, performer.
Yeah.
I think they did a fantastic job. I like the
totally agree.
The beginning where without saying what, like there's like a surprise, like a twist thing that happens, and you're like, oh, okay, like then there's kind of this back and forth with that character, and I thought that was really cool. The way that kind of progressed was done very well. Yeah, it just I think that there's moments where, and certain characters will point out, considering that she's the Onryo and everyone's so freaking scared of this person or this entity.
Yeah.
But like she has the soft side, and sometimes certain characters will like pick up on it and be like, oh, you're pretty soft actually.
Yeah.
But
it's like the Blue Eye Samurai video game. Like if I just look at it that way, it's like this is so cool. I love it.
It really is a very similar story. Yeah, and they have very similar.
But she's just cutting dudes in half, but then also it's like,
and,
oh, but there's a fox over here. Let me pet this fox. So. Yeah, it's a good back and forth. Yeah, I do think she has a bit more dimension to her than Jin Sakai did. So.
Yeah, and I think the story has a little bit more of a compelling emotional thrust as I've gone into it. At first, I was like, oh, okay, another revenge story. Do I want to do this right now? It's much more than that already, and I'm not even halfway through the game yet. So I really appreciated it.
It feels more personal, right?
It feels really personal. Yes, it does.
Yeah, because in the beginning,
but I also like that she's not this perfect hero. Like there are times when I'm like, all right, she's a little bit too nice to all the right people, mean to the right people, whatever. But that's every video game character ever. So I am finding that she sometimes, I'm agreeing with the other character that she's having a cutscene with, and she's being stubborn or selfish about a thing. I'm like, you're kind of being not smart about this. But then you start to see over time, she's like changing. And I don't know if you guys know this. When a character changes in their story arc, it's an interesting story. I don't know if you guys knew this at all. It makes it an interesting story.
You talking about character development?
So,
I don't need it.
Yeah. Pass. So I've loved seeing her character change already. So yeah. But so I'm loving it too, Dan. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, there's definitely just a bit more like when we first spoke about it. That's what because again I had mention like the beginning of Tsushima is like, oh, like this like presence just enters the island of Tsushima, and it's just immediately this big battle, and it just feels like kind of like more of like a all-encompassing like Tsushima thing, and Jin is kind of like stuck in the middle of it, whereas like the stuff going on Ezo is it just starts very personal because of like her being attached to this big bad guy that is there's things going on the whole island, but it's just very like directly her connected to that, and you know the Yote 6, but then obviously everything else going on around it. So yeah, it's just immediately more, you know, personal versus Jin Sakai's story.
They're on opposite journeys too. Like Jin's about like a kind of a softer person that has to harden, and this story is definitely more about a hardened person who's softening. And I love that juxtaposition between their two characters. So, you know, again, I guess that why it makes sense why people are attaching themselves more to one character than another, because there is a lot of people in Jin's camp, there's a lot of people in Natsu's camp. People identify with either a journey of a fall or a journey of a, you know, redemption, you know, depending on where they're at in their lives, or like, you know, the kind of the narratives that they like. So I can see why people are, you know, team one or the other. But yeah, I've definitely enjoyed both stories for both of the reasons and both of the journeys that they're on.
Yep, agreed.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm loving it too. By the way, my favorite so far is the spear, the Yari, but I have a feeling I'm gonna love the Odachi as well. The way you describe it, I'm like, oh, I kind of love that.
I like how the game makes you do all of them. It's like this is a guy's coming at you. You need to do the right thing.
You're right. And I have switched a bunch. You know, even the dual wielding, I switch, and I'm like, ooh, these are sweet too. And you know, even the standard sword, it's great too. So yeah,
there's plenty of times where like in games like this where I'm like, I'm a samurai, I'm only gonna use my, you know, my katana or whatever. But like this game's like, no, you have to use some of these other stuff to fight some of these guys. It's a rock paper scissors system, and I think it works out really well. Also,
she's definitely not a samurai. You hear her talk about samurai, she spits a little
she
bit
hates
when she says,
yeah, she is not into that whole concept. Yeah.
No,
not a fan. Yeah, totally.
No. And then the only other thing is because I've been basically like staying with one game for like a good chunk, and then moving to Tactics because I need to finish Tactics, which I think I will finish tonight, and if not, definitely tomorrow. I'm very, very close. I checked yesterday; it said I was at 87% done.
Dude.
So I think I got maybe an hour or two left of the story, and then and yeah, it's just this is definitely now in my top 5. So now I have to like think in my head like, what does that mean? Like what goes?
Who gets bumped?
Something's getting bumped. Yeah, something's getting bumped. Because this
something
game is
not gonna be happy. You can't just like it less.
It's a game you hate. That's right.
You hate it now. So
yeah.
It's a kill your babies, right?
It's true.
But yeah, it's phenomenal. Obviously, I've never fully played the original all the way through, but this remaster is fantastic. It looks beautiful. The voice acting is just like amazing. Like I don't know if I can go and then just play because it has both versions and like have to read all the dialogue like a pleb. Like no, give me the voice acting because it's so excellent. It's so good. And for anyone who doesn't know and never played it back in the day, there are characters that you get throughout the game. Like there's guest characters that join but then they leave. And then there's some that like they're guest characters, but then they join permanently. Which I think is funny that it actually still asks you if you want to recruit them or dismiss them. Like imagine like an important character that is like, no, I'll join you. And you're like, no, I'm all set. I'm okay with
thanks. I have Mary that over here. I named her the other day. Built her
Mary Nobody.
Yeah.
yeah. Mary Nobody. But there's a character in chapter 4 that basically you have to go to one of the specific locations, and it's not like story related. You just would have to like go there, be like, oh, let me just go over here to see if there's like any stuff at the shop that updated, but it triggers a cutscene, which then you get like a side quest that the end result is very worth your time. I will say
it's more. I would say, to not spoil, more of a cameo than it is anything. If we're talking about the same thing.
Oh, but well, they stay.
Yeah, cameo. I mean, more famous from a different game. like a character that.
Oh,
that-
okay,
that's,
gotcha,
That's what I mean, a cameo.
yes,
Not
yes, yes,
cameos
yes,
in
yes.
terms of time.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a special guest.
Okay. Yeah, special guest. Which
Yeah.
is super awesome because it's not
You
just
will
like it's not like
notice.
this character shows up and then like it just like that's it. Like there is some dialogue, and I was like, oh, this is so cool, so cool. So yeah, I was very excited. Big dumb smile on my
Did
face.
you never know that growing up? Did you? Did that
I
never?
did.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember reading it in the magazine. So I was like, oh, that's so cool. But again, like, I
Yeah.
don't know why back in the day I just like didn't give the game a try until like later on, but still didn't like fully get into it. But yeah, it's so cool. Very, very cool.
Great game.
Dude, I love that. And I'm glad that it is delivering. I knew that was one of the like kind of outstanding misses for you in the Final Fantasy library.
It was.
So I'm glad that it's delivering for you the way that it is. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Love it.
Especially having played Advanced. Because like I played and beat Advanced first, which is funny because like so many people loved this game specifically, and I was just like, oh, I'll play Tactics Advanced. Like
It's the same.
There are people who
thing.
don't even love
It's just
Final
fun.
Fantasy who love this game. You know what I mean? Like there are people who aren't even big Final Fantasy fans, but Tactics is their jam. So yeah, totally
makes
get that.
sense.
Anything else you're playing, Dan? Or is that? I mean, that's a lot between Yote and Tactics. That's a lot of gaming. But is there anything else you've been dabbling with?
Still just Story of Seasons with my wife, and like we've beaten the game, but then like there's still like kind of like a thread that like it's like, oh well, you did the bazaar, woo, all the great success,
continue?
but then like there's like this is like a continuation, so like there's still something to work
That's
towards.
where I'm at as well, where you kind of get to the last bizarre thing, and the game's like, now you can play until you die. It's like, oh great, okay.
You could play forever.
Yeah,
like,
that's
okay.
Weird. This is all we do now.
You guys are intense.
Just our lives. But yeah, it's super cozy. It's just a good time.
Yeah. And by the way, I think there's a new Harvest Moon either out or coming soon. I can't remember, but
I think you're right. Is this a remake or a new one?
I'm pretty sure there's another one.
Like Harvest Moon specifically?
Harvest Moon specifically, yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know
that one
if
came
it's
out
like
last
a remake
year.
or re-release, or I don't really know what it is.
Oh wait, Harvest Moon Home Sweet Home Special Edition, October 30. Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, that's the one.
That one came out last year. Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, and again, I don't know if it's any good. I know Harvest Moon has had some ups and downs, if you will, in terms of
mostly downs,
quality and stuff.
Mostly downs.
Sounds like Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar is the way to go if you're looking for something cozy and colorful to play with friends, and maybe you've already done everything you can do in Stardew Valley, and you want a different type of approach to that kind of thing. Go play Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar. All right. Should we go to Kyle or Dan? Was there anything else that you wanted to call out? Thinking.
I don't think there's anything else. I think I'm good.
What about you, Kyle? I know that Grand Bazaar, maybe you've still dabble in that one a little bit here and there.
I'll dabble into that. That's been on the back burner, weirdly enough, this cozy autumn. But I've been playing a lot of Battlefield 6. I'm having a great time with that game. New content's fun. I still just want to play big map stuff, though. I'm here to play Battlefield, not Strike Force or whatever these like small 4v4 11 round teams are. Man, I'm just like, no, I don't want to play that. No, thank you. Give me a tank.
Like Rust and Call of Duty, where it's like, get me out of here. It's so little. I don't want to be here.
I'm pretty good at this game. I'm in the top like 5 of like 90% of matches, but then I'll watch people play online, and I'm like, I'm not gonna talk. I'll probably never.
I saw a clip of a dude who he was the last one on his team, and he did the slide under a tank and was able to use some kind of a blowtorch thing to like destroy the tank, and they all hopped out of the back, and then he shot them from under the tank one at a time, and then blew up the tank and slid out from underneath it. Like the most, as my kids would say, complete aura, in that with that stuff. Like
God damn it!
Sure.
God damn it!
Yeah.
Aura farming.
Aura farming. I hate all of this. I hate all
real
of this.
terms, guys.
6-7. 6-7. Yeah, 6-7.
Oh no. But yeah, there's not much to say there. I'm shooting a lot of things, and I'm healing a lot of people. I'm mostly a medic in that game, and it's just having the greatest time.
Nice.
Ghost of Yote, I did finish. I did beat it.
Nice.
Ooh, nice.
It was very
Same
good.
question to you for Dan, like story-wise, as you've wrapped it up. Not that you have to compare
Yeah.
them right now, but I'm just curious, as it landed, were you like, yeah, man, this
I
was at
really
or
like
exceeding what I wanted?
I really like Jin's story a lot, but I really liked it. I thought this one, like, I thought that, like, I know it's such a cop out answer. I think they're equally right there with each
Yeah.
other in terms of like narrative execution, because these are simple stories. It's not like Dan and I are used to playing JRPGs. It's not like God comes at the very end and like ushers in an apocalypse.
By the way, I'm the final boss.
Yeah. There's not like there's nothing like
By
about
the
these games where
way,
it's like the real person pulling the strings is Team Rocket or whatever. It's nothing like that. Like
yeah,
it, and I like that. I like that they're pulled back. I like that they're both kind of revenge stories, but I like how both kind of turn into something more than being a revenge story. And
yeah.
this game definitely has like a crescendo effect in terms of its narrative. And the last 8 to 10 hours of this game, that last section that you go to is like is just so loud because like it is the consequences of the entire game is happening and unfolding, and it is it I think the pacing might be better in this game than Jin's story in terms of that, where it's like I'm just kind of helping people and going to this town. Everything feels really connected in this game, whereas like in Tsushima, not that it didn't feel connected because everything does kind of bleed into each other. It does kind of feel like you're sequestered stories and you're helping this master, do their particular thing and finish their revenge story or redemption story. But in this one, it feels like everybody's connected to the Yote Six and everything's bleeding in on itself. And again, that third act of the game just kind of feels like the consequences finally having their day, and it's great, intense, and awesome. I really like that game a lot. It was very good. What a insanely stacked year and weird conversation I had at the end of the year. I did talk. We already talked about Outer Worlds 2, so I don't have to touch on that again. I did. Now that Ghost of Yotei is off my plate, I can fully focus on Ninja Gaiden, and I am cooking with that battle system now. It is tough. I just had to learn. This is not old school Ninja Gaiden. Like around 3 more corners is going to be a checkpoint where I can heal, and you know what I mean. So it's like take your licks, go into the next fight wounded if you have to. Just keep pushing, and you will make it to the next checkpoint, and then you can buy new health potions and heal up to your heart's content and stuff like that. Once I realized that freed me a lot, because the old Ninja Gaiden's like, well, I used 3 healing items, so I guess I'm just screwed for the rest of the game. Like unless I stumble upon some healing items and stuff like that. This game, it parses out stuff a little easier to you, so you kind of always have stuff like to heal with, or again, there's always a checkpoint. The checkpoints are very generous.
They're not trying to make you hate yourself as you play.
I'm not a kid in high school anymore where like hating myself is like half of my identity. Like I don't want to be playing a game where
you're talking about 4
beating my head
specifically,
against the
right?
wall. Yeah, specifically 4. Yeah, it is just an easier game than the first game or the first 2 games or whatever. Speaking of the other, I am still dabbling in Ninja Gaiden, Ragebound, and Shinobi as well. I'm just picking that up every once in a while. Very, very fun. So I am enjoying those. But that's all I've been really playing. I've just been kind of playing all the new stuff that's come out this year. I'm trying to shave off as much as I can. Trying to go with as little homework as possible into December. I don't want to spend December playing a bunch of playing catch up on a bunch of stuff, but we all have to do it at some point. There's always
we're all gonna have some glaring misses in there. Dan's gonna have more than us, I think, because he keeps playing all these old RPGs.
Yeah, that's all right. He can nominate
speaking of
old
old
RPG.
Speaking of old and Ninja Gaiden, just a heads up, the collection, the 1, 2, 3 collection, is on sale. It's like $20. So just
for all 3,
heads up if anybody.
Okay.
Yeah. So
good. One of those games
is
awful, but the other 2 are pretty good. So.
Well, the third one, apparently this version is what
decide.
is it, Razor's Edge, is like the best version of it. So
yeah, it doesn't fix a bad game, but it makes it play better for sure.
Yeah. Nice. All right, well, I have also been playing some Ghost of Yotei when I get a chance, mostly late evenings, because it's on the PS5, which my kids are using, which is great. They're playing everything from Stardew Valley to Jedi Survivor and all kinds of great games on there, but that means that I don't often have it available to me. But I am working my way through Ghost of Yotei on these late evenings when I have just enough energy to get in an hour or two maybe before I start to fall asleep with the controller in my hand. You guys know the feeling. Where
Absolutely.
you're like, yeah, how far can I get? Oh, I got to go to bed.
Just fighting that sleep. Like, no.
But I'm also not, I'm playing it the
revenge.
same way I played Assassin's Creed Shadows, which is ironic because they're so similar in so many ways and yet different from each other. But I'm not feeling like I have to rush. I have to finish it. I got to finish it. Like, nah, just enjoy it. And I'm having a lot of fun with it because of that. I like the character Atsu more because of it. I like the story and the world better because of that. So when you can play it a little more relaxed at your own pace, it really is more enjoyable as opposed to when it's like homework and you got to get through it. That's nowhere near as fun. So having a blast. And then, as we talked about earlier already, starting up Outer Worlds 2. And I also got this little game on the Switch called Project High Rise, which is this kind of a business tower skyscraper management game. So it's like at this Fallout Shelter view where it's from the side, and then you can most of it's sandbox mode. I think is what's most fun. There are some scenarios where it's like, hey, turn this one into a mega store, and so you have to just start adding retail stores in there. But you start out with like basic offices. You have like a real estate office or an accounting office or something super boring, and you use that to make your money. And then eventually you open up bigger and bigger stores to make more and more money. Then you kick out your tenants that you don't like anymore and really focus in on the businesses that you want in your tower. And they get huge, and you can do everything from hotels to casinos to apartment buildings, all kinds of stuff, whatever you want to be in your skyscraper tower. I think it's pretty fun. But it is business management. So it's a lot of who's happy, who's unhappy, what are the rent levels, do we have enough electricity for all of the different tenants that are here? That floor is too noisy for the music studio tenants that I brought in, so I need to move them to a new location. It's that kind of stuff. And if you don't like that kind of stuff,
raiders are at the front door and they're here to ransack the office.
There's not so much of that, thankfully.
Oh dang!
Not a lot of protests outside the doors. It's not super realistic. It's not going that direction yet, but it's fine. It's fine. No, I'm enjoying it. It's a nice kind of a little strategy game for the Switch too that I've really enjoyed. But anyway, other than that, I am really enjoying the two main games, Yotei and Outer Worlds 2. And then I'm looking at the month of November. So this is a little segue into previewing this upcoming month to wrap things up. This is an interesting month because we do have what is perennially the biggest game release of the year in Call of Duty. The new Call of Duty is arriving in a couple of weeks. And then there's a couple other notable games for sure. I'm not saying none of these are notable, but there's a lot of smaller games, and we don't do this every month, but I thought it'd be fun to go through and just give you a quick look at some of the games that I thought looked interesting. And so this is very, very selfish time for me because I got to pick out which ones I thought looked interesting. But I also tried to pick out stuff that I thought that you fellas would enjoy as well. So we'll kick things off with this one. So we'll start with November 3rd. So that's today. If you're listening to this, the day it releases, that's today, Monday, November 3rd. We have a couple games that are coming out. Most of these are going to be, on Steam or early access, or maybe on a couple other platforms. There's a few that are, coming out full release. So it just depends. You have to if it interests you, Google it to see what platforms it's on. All right. So the first one is called Realms of Madness. And it's this kind of tower defense sort of game. Yeah, let me pull up the Steam listing for it real quick. This is Sparta. Okay, let me get to the listing here. But yeah, you're building up your town, you're building up your castle, and then you're holding off, hordes of enemies and orcs and trolls and all that kind of stuff. Hang on a second here. Where's upgradings? Yeah, a lot of upgradings. For sure. They call it it's an RTS strategy city builder with some naval combat as well. So,
yeah, you see the boats right there in the forefront.
Yeah, Realms of Madness. All right, back into the simulator world, we have Mall Simulator, which is exactly what it sounds like.
A whole mall?
Yes.
You get to run a whole
It's
mall.
the 80s again, guys. We did it.
Listen, malls are dying right now, but we're bringing them back.
Yeah. So, set up your stores,
setting up every
bring in
store.
your tenants.
Jeez, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but also I kind of want to do it. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot, but I kind of would.
Yeah, my OCD is already like, boy, how do we?
Yeah.
Like you open up a
Sport
whole shop.
Store. You know that store in the mall that's called Sport Store?
Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
best one.
I love
Sports
just the
store,
impractical
for
nature
sure.
of this too, where it's like, the situation you're in where one guy runs an entire mall.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's also low quality, and I love it. I love this kind of stuff. But anyway,
Same.
all right. So
You have to
Mall
count out
Simulator
cashier. Oh, man.
also drops on November 3rd. Also on November 3rd, you can check out Devil Jam, which we saw a trailer for, I think, during like a state of play at one point.
Mm.
I don't know if you guys remember seeing Devil Jam. It's an action adventure roguelike kind of arcade game. I think it's a little bit of
This is not ringing a bell.
I
Damn,
think
me
it's a little
neither.
bit of a Vampire Survivor like, if I remember correctly.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
looks like
okay.
it, yeah.
Sorry, the music kicked in. I don't know if you guys heard that, but anyway, so yeah, I mean, it's got some
Did not hear
Hades
it.
slash Vampire Survivor look to it, and it's
Yeah.
your rock and roll dude.
Aesthetically, like 80s, but gameplay like Vampire Survivor.
So it's definitely on PlayStation and PC. Not sure if it's coming anywhere else, but Devil Jam also launches today.
That could be my jam.
November 3rd. This one's definitely my jam. The demo was super fun. It's called Tavern Keeper. It's from the folks who made Game Dev Tycoon, and this is where you run a tavern in this fantasy world. And yeah, this one's really fun. I can confirm the demo was very charming and very fun. It's hard to know if these games have a long kind of staying power. Like sometimes they can become, at a certain point, they hit this threshold of too repetitive, and I get it. This is everything. Okay, I'm done. But sometimes they can keep your attention for a while. So Tavern Keeper was a charming, silly, good time if you want to run your own tavern in this fantasy world. All right. Next up, on November 4th, we have Europa Universalis 5. This is the Paradox team, who I believe also does the Crusader Kings games, I think.
Oh,
I don't know if this might just be this might just be a this is a bad trailer that I picked for this. This is just a cinematic trailer. This is the kind of game where you're mostly looking at maps and menus and making decisions and making allies, and it's a strategy game. It's like a grand 4X grand strategy game. So it's much more in that vein. You're not down on the ground doing all the cinematic stuff. This is just to get you into it. But anyway, that game is coming out on November 4th. Along with, check out the vibes of this one, Dead Static Drive. You guys heard of this game?
Oh. No.
Yeah, so this is, I mean, it's like they call it like this adventure action game with a strong narrative to it. Has a really cool kind of trippy
GTA style.
A little GTA style, but kind of like with some monsters and then this weird trippy painterly style to it.
It's Tremors.
Yeah. Yeah, little
Where's Kevin
Tremors.
Bacon?
Yeah, so I think
Nice.
Dead Static Drive.
Yeah, this actually
cool.
looks really cool.
Yeah, I like this.
Oh shit!
I'm
Dude, look at that.
on board with that one.
The driving kind of remind me of what was it, Driver? A bit.
Sure. Yeah. Sliding.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. I was trying to find the description of it. Oh, there it is. Okay, finally found it. Indie. Oh, it's definitely. Oh, did it jump to the next game? It jumped to the next game. Second Son. We'll talk about that in a second.
It did.
This Dead Static Drive though is. Oops. Go back. Okay. It is. It's set in the 1980s Americana. They say you're evading police. You're having conversations, figuring out who you can trust. But yeah, it's they call it a Lovecraftian indie action adventure.
Oh, cool.
Interesting. Yeah. That was the description I was looking for and couldn't find. Yeah. All right. And then we have what they call a boomer shooter, which we just saw a little preview of when I jumped to the next trailer. Second Son. You guys familiar with the boomer shooter genre?
Like Duke
Doom.
Nukem?
I guess. Yeah.
They
said it's open world, though. It's a high-octane FPS with RPG elements set in an open world filled with intriguing landmarks, procedurally generated dungeons, tons of loot. I don't know. It's interesting. I'm intrigued by this one. They're saying that you would like, if you like games like Borderlands, then you would like this one.
Yeah, that makes sense. Kind of getting a bit of that, yeah.
So yeah, it's called Second Son, SUN. And it is out
Infamous
on November
Second
5th.
I was going to say, yeah, Infamous Second Son?
Close. All right. And then next up, we have Hyrule Warriors. This is coming out on November 6th, The Age of Imprisonment. You guys have seen plenty of this game, I'm sure. I think at least, Kyle, you'll play this one, right?
Yeah, very excited for this. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know combination of Zelda and Musou, you're in.
And they promised that this was going to be a canon story this time, whereas like last time they said it and they were like, nah, never mind. This
Yeah,
time
not
they're
really.
like, this is what happened in Zelda's timeline, where
Yeah.
she was spirited away to. So that'll be cool.
Yeah.
A whole game you don't play
Yeah.
as Link though? That's kind of weird. I'm
Yeah.
sure he.
Well,
Yeah.
we are in kind of like heavy Nintendo release mode. We're getting a lot of Nintendo exclusives between Pokemon at the end, kind of middle of last month. We got this game, and then in a couple weeks we have another major Nintendo exclusive. And so even though it's not like a mainline Zelda or Mario game, there's plenty to play if you're a Nintendo fan, and this is one of those. All right, next up we have this game called Rebel Engine that I thought looked real clever. Let's see, this one comes out also on, where did it go? November 6th. This is a action hack and slash first person shooter. They call it a spectacle fighter. Steam seems to think that because I played a lot of BioShock Infinite that I would like this one, which I'm a little bit surprised by, but
Sure.
all right.
Like we saw two different weapons on screen, or a weapon in a hand. And
That's all it was. Yeah,
BioShock,
two different
I guess.
hands probably. Yeah, it's BioShock.
Maybe there's a
But I do
lighthouse.
think Rebel Engine
Maybe there's a
looks
lighthouse.
creative
There's
and
a
colorful and
lighthouse.
fun. But yeah, that game comes. There's a demo available on Steam as well if you want to give it a try. So Rebel Engine comes out November 6th. All right. Moving on to this little game called Brew, which reminds me of kind of like a old school 3D platformer type of a game.
Yeah.
Gaston, this one's maybe for you. I don't know.
It's a animal with pants on them, so I can't play it. I'm legally not allowed to play these games.
Agreed.
Ratchet
And
and
actually,
Clank a little
the
bit,
art
'cause it's
style
got the
reminded me.
guns.
It reminded me of Sly Cooper with some of the characters.
Sly Cooper's a really good parallel. Yeah.
A little bit of the design of the characters.
Design as well.
Yeah.
It's like Cooper design, but like Ratchet and Clank mechanics.
With the mechanics of the guns, maybe could be. Mm-hmm.
I've been dunking on these games all night. But Sly Cooper rocks. Where's the remaster of those games? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, so Brew is out November 6th. Give that one a look. All right, moving on. We have this one called Unbeatable, not Unbreakable, Unbeatable. This is another one that was, I think, announced during various like state of play type events. It's a rhythm-based game. It does have a really cool stenciled comic book art style, though.
I love the way this looks, and I downloaded the demo and it just like didn't work for some reason.
Oh, bummer.
Dang.
But I really love the way this looks. Like it looked like if this was just an anime, I would be all over it. I just would.
It is. It's called Fully Cooley, and it's basically this. It's a bunch of people running around hitting people with guitars.
Kyle, you're not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong.
That's why I'm probably gonna get this. I'm like, this is like a Fully Cooley so.
Yeah, I think that one looks pretty cool.
The aesthetic
There's an arcade mode too.
I like that a lot.
It's too bad that the demo didn't work. I am curious to hear what you think about it if you're able to get it to play it.
What makes and breaks these kind of games though? The aesthetic could look amazing, but if the music is whatever, then it's
very true.
So
yeah,
I don't actually know what the music's like in it.
So that one is also on November 6th. And then we have this game I talked about a couple weeks ago during the Steam Next Fest, this game called The Last Caretaker, where you are this AI robot in the future, and you essentially doing lots of exploring, crafting, upgrading, building. There is some fighting, of course, to do as well. But you got to get this boat up and running again, connecting all these cables and recharging yourself and boats and refilling fuel and fighting off these little critters that are coming after you. Anyway, I found it to be a really fun and engaging demo, at least. So, yeah, I liked it a lot. The Last Caretaker is hitting on November 6th as well. I believe it is just on PC for now. So, give that one a look if you like those kind of games. All right, moving on. We have on November 10th, the Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition. It is scheduled to come to the Switch 2 sometime in 2026. Don't know if there's a release date for that yet, but this is for other platforms. The Anniversary Edition, I believe, not only does it have like visual and performance improvements, I believe, but it also is going to have all the content. So like all the DLC and
All
Up
the
Begins,
approved
Kyle.
mods, you know, all the
All the
approved
that's
mods and
right.
stuff like that.
Yeah. So
The
plenty to
re-releasing of
do,
a
especially if
Bethesda
you never
game.
played it.
I know, yeah, but they
Looks-
just re-released this one, so I don't have an obligation to play this. The second it comes on Switch 2, though,
Switch
it's definitely
2,
gonna
yeah,
get bought.
maybe. Well, I like how we keep extending that launch window for Switch 2. Like it's in the first year. I'm still game.
We're still
I'm still game for
doing
whatever.
it. We're gonna 3 years in. We're gonna be like
Yeah.
that Switch launch window has been really something.
Oh, it's still there, guys.
Switch 3's coming,
All
but
right.
you know that's Switch 2.
Yeah, Switch 3's on the way, but hey, that Switch 2, I'm still a little vulnerable. All right, and then we have this game that reminds me a little bit of that Dragon game from the Xbox back in the day, but it says it's an open world action RPG
Scalebound?
with some, even like some survival or building mechanics too. So
Oh,
I'm not sure. It's
Panzer
called
Dragoon.
Dragonhold. It reminds me of Panzer
Panzer
Dragoon a
Dragoon.
little
Oh,
bit.
Panzer Dragoon.
But it's called
of course,
Dragonhold.
okay.
But you
Okay.
also fight on foot and you explore and you do some
This looks
I
awesome.
think crafting type stuff. No idea if it's good. Promising, but I had no idea if it's any good. But yeah, you're building.
Drakengard was like that too, right? Like you would
Kinda,
actually get
yeah.
off the dragon.
You do get
Yeah,
on the dragon
yeah.
and get off of it, yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
The problem with a game like this, it can look real promising, and then all of a sudden I'll find out something about it that's a no sell. Like, is it a free to play and I got to pay for everything? Like, what's the catch with a game like
Yeah.
Dragonhold here? I don't know, but it does come out on November 10th, so you guys can give it a look. Maybe it's something that is appealing to you. So I thought Dragonhold was worth highlighting as well. And then the next day on November 11th, we have this game called Possessors, which I remember playing I thought I played the demo for it a while back. It rings a bell at least. It is I think it's kind of a Metroidvania.
Is this the one
What's
that
that?
Jeff shared, or maybe it was one of you guys?
It might have been. Yeah, it's from Heart Machine, the people who did the Solar Ash and the Hyperlight games. Yeah. So
I thought that they closed down or something. What's going on with the studio?
That's what I
they
mean.
fired
That's what I
some
mean,
people,
yeah.
I guess. I don't know. They said they're still working on multiple projects, even though they shut down something. I don't know. I don't know what's happening there. But anyway, all that to say, this game has a real cool style. I love a good Metroidvania platformer,
Yeah, it does.
action adventure like this. So yeah, so Possessors.
Yeah, this looks
It's on my
awesome.
wish list. So at some point, I saw it and thought it looked awesome, and I added it. That's another Devolver published game called Possessors. So that one looks cool. Hey, that same day, we have Luminous. I don't know how to say it. Arise. Is it Luminous or is it Lumens?
I call it
Luminous,
but
yeah.
yeah, someone will probably say it's something else. I don't know. I like
There you go.
this
This is what it
series,
looks like,
man.
everybody.
It's so fun. These games are so fun.
Yeah.
The music's so good.
Yeah. So that arrives on November 11th as well. Is it coming to everything? Let's see. PlayStation, VR,
Just
huh?
PS5 and PC, I think.
Okay.
VR
And
still
VR if
kicking.
you want to play in VR. VR still kicking, everybody.
No.
All right, then we have the remaster of Sacred 2, game that I've always kind of seen. I remember seeing like a box of it when I was in a gaming store back in the day, but I never played these games.
Same, yeah.
But yeah, Sacred 2 is getting remastered. It's coming to definitely PS5. This is the PlayStation
What
trailer.
kind of a game is it?
I think it's just an action RPG, I think.
Man.
Yeah,
Still looks a little old.
If it's a Champions of Norath, like, I'm in. You know, bring those games
kind of
back,
looks like that,
probably.
doesn't it?
Yeah,
yeah.
it does.
Let me see if I can see.
I've never played any of these.
Yeah, it does look
It
like
is a
that. What's it
adventure
called?
RPG
Baldur's
hack
Gate.
and slash action RPG. That's what some people are
Nice,
describing. it
okay.
as. Yeah. So
Love
there you
it.
go. It does kind of have that Neverwinter Nights vibe to it.
Yeah.
As I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so that's coming out to PC and PS5, maybe others. Goodnight Universe. This is a story-based game from the people who made Before Your Eyes, that award-winning game from a couple years ago, where I think the camera like would read your eyes or something like that. I forget exactly how that
Okay.
game went, but it was like a
I'm
big
reading
deal.
your eyes.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so this is it looks like a feel-good, maybe even probably make you cry game. I don't know. It's called Goodnight Universe. So I'm sure it's great, but it is more of an narrative adventure type of a thing. Looks like it's through
this
the
part's
eyes of a
ringing a
baby.
bell.
Looks like it's through the eyes of a baby, from what I can tell. So
So I get to play as a baby, but I don't get to knock a bunch of shit over like that one
You
game.
get to be a baby. Yeah, that's right. Like what was that one? Like it was the protect the baby. It was like you're
Don't
trying to
kill
not
the
let the
baby.
baby die. It was something like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
don't kill
like
the baby. Maybe
you could be
Yeah.
the baby and like drink bleach and like die. Like it's like, oh
or be
god,
the
that's
babysitter or parent
awful.
or somebody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's coming to all platforms on November 11th. And then we get to November 12th. We're going to stay cozy here, Dan, with Winterboro, which just looks so adorable. The demo was very cute. It's exactly what it looks like. You're this little mouse who's going around collecting things, building up your little house here, which is adorable, and everything about it is very storybook-esque and very kind of fairy tale storybook. So
I was gonna say this game looks kind of cute, but then there was like a dead little mouse guy like on the screen, like that he was standing.
Yeah, it's not quite as dark as the Tales of Iron. It's not quite as dark as the Tales of Iron games, which are very dark. I can confirm, but it definitely is like you could die, and others around you have died.
Yeah.
So yeah. But I thought this demo was super charming. So Winterboro on November 12th could be a nice, cozy holiday game if you need to change the pace from other stuff you are playing. All right, and then on the 13th, we have a revisit to the Ubisoft series Anno. This is Anno 117 Pax Romana, which these games, I think, are very detailed. I think they're very good if you like a city builder with a lot of depth to it and running a city, managing a city. I always thought that their production values on these games were super high. Really, really detailed. You can even go back and play some of the ones that are like 10 plus years old and they still look really good. So I think these Anno games are pretty great.
I've always been interested in these.
Yeah.
Wish Ubisoft would like branch out and do more genres like they used to back in the day. Like stuff like this is pretty cool.
Yeah. It is really cool. You know, there was one they put on the Wii called Dawn of Discovery, and it was a simplified version of Anno, and you actually used the motion controls to point at the screen and like where you wanted to put your houses and stuff. It's one of my favorite kind of unsung Wii games called Dawn of Discovery, and I always wish they would put more of those simplified versions of this out. Not that I mean, it's not that complicated that you couldn't handle it, but yeah, it's a lot. You got to kind of focus in on it for a game like this. But yeah, Anno 117 Pax Romana hits on November 13th alongside a game that I played the demo for like a year and a half ago and have had it on my wish list ever since, called Gigasword. Oh, did it freeze up? No, it's going okay. Yeah, Gigasword. And you'll see the size of the sword. Come on, show us the Gigasword. Come on, buddy. Skip ahead till he gets this. You got it. There's a lot of this. Oh, they're really teasing us.
Oh,
there it is.
Oh,
dude, that is a buster sword.
It's a big old sword, but it's like this cool Metroidvania platforming action game. And I thought the way that you use this, I thought the way that they have you use this gigantic, heavy sword was really cool. Whether it was to platform around or to attack enemies or get through environments, I thought this game was really cool. So
pretty sweet.
I'm pumped for this one.
That's cool.
And it is coming
that looks
to
cool.
all platforms. Yeah, Gigasword hits on November 13th. All right, then the next day, we can finally get back to broing out together, okay? Call of Duty Black Ops 7 will arrive on November 14th. November 14th. Bro. I'm sure there's a a deluxe version you could get to play early. I don't know, but I would imagine they have that where you can pay $30 extra and play 3 days early or whatever. I don't know if they're doing that or not. But yeah, hey, I'm pumped for it, man. I'm here for another great campaign and some addictive multiplayer to get me through the last couple weeks of November, and then I'll move on after that. Thanks, Game Pass. You know. Yeah.
Thanks, Poor Pass. Well,
thanks, Game Pass, for making me pay more money that I'm going to keep paying and complain about, but I'll keep paying it for now. All right. Let's get into some more unique stuff that maybe you haven't heard of. And I know, Kyle, you've definitely heard of this one, Disco Samurai. I think you brought this up one time. I feel like we talked about it before, but this is a really unique. Yeah, it comes out on November 14th, and it is a unique kind of rhythm-based tactics game, sort of, I guess is how you describe it. But it looks really cool. This game looks great. So I like the design of it.
This is a buy for me, for sure.
Yeah. It looks super fun.
That gave me Battletoads vibes there. Her on the bike.
Dude, yeah. Battletoads. Yeah. Yeah, the custom music support, that's cool. because it's rhythm based, I believe. That car flattening was amazing.
Oh, okay.
That was
just
awesome.
happened.
Yeah, I didn't really. I guess I didn't catch it was rhythm based, which is that's pretty cool. You can see it now.
At least
like
I
the
think so. I
pulsating
could be
stuff
wrong.
in
I thought
the
there was.
environment.
I
and
thought there
stuff.
was a rhythm element to it. But yeah, Disco Samurai looks super fun. Yeah, that one's a must buy, I think, too. All right, and then we have this game, Where the Winds Meet, which I believe is from that same developer who did the Gijuan games.
Mhm.
I know it's published by NetEase, so it's from a Chinese publisher, Everstone Studio. They don't have anything else listed, so I'm not sure what team it is that's making this. But anyway, it is a action RPG open world sandbox game. It's saying that I like Elden Ring and Kingdom Come Deliverance too, so I'd love this. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
do want to get out and say this is a free to play game as well. So just so everyone knows,
What?
yeah, you can spend $14 and like get it early or get it with like a package deal with like in-game currency. But this is a game that is
It is on PlayStation as well, by the way.
free to play.
Not
So
just
I don't know
free to
if that's
play.
gonna. It does kind of change it a little bit, right? Yeah, like hype
Yeah.
levels, but this could be one of those ones that are really good. I don't know. So
Interesting.
I'll give it
The
a whirl.
production value looks really high. The production
It
value
looks
looks
very
good.
high, and like the way the cinematic nature of like the combat that we've seen over the years that they've been talking about this game seem very fast paced, and like I'm like, how is an MMO free to play type of game? I don't know if it's an MMO, but like a free to play type of game. I wonder how much lag there's gonna be, how much performance is gonna be good. Like I don't know. I'll give it a whirl. I've liked everything I've seen about this game, and then like a month ago I found out it was free to play, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Anyway, well, Where Winds Meet arrives on PlayStation and PC on November. What was that? 14th. Also, yes, same day as Call of Duty.
I mean, that combat looks
and
pretty
Disco
slick.
Samurai.
right? I mean,
It does.
everything I've seen in this game looks
Yeah.
great, man. It's free to play.
The free to
It's
play
impressive.
is like weird.
It's a deal breaker.
It's a super
I mean,
red flag.
It's
Yeah,
like, what
it's a
does
red
that mean?
flag,
This
yeah.
looks like something that would be a $60,
I don't know.
$70 game.
There's
that has
another
a story.
anime
It looks like a
game
Black
that's
Myth
coming
Wukong.
It does look like Black
Yeah.
Myth. There's another anime game
Yeah.
that's coming out that's story heavy that has like sleeping dogs combat, and it's like a Genshin Impact but it's more like anime, like fast paced
Oh.
action. And like everything about it looked good, and then they're like, "Oh, it's free to play," and you're like, "God,
Free to
come
play.
on!" Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, but the
God
buzz
damn it.
behind that game specifically, especially coming out of Gamescom, was very big. So like, I'm like, or Tokyo Game Show, excuse me. I'm like, really? I don't know. People are into those games.
Unless
though,
it's
so.
just
Is that-
like
What's this? Is Wuxia? Is that mean? Is that the whole idea?
Wuxia is like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. That style of combat where they're floating like on strings, you know. That is the cinematic name. That is
Okay, so there's definitely some in-game currency right here. So if you get the
yeah.
pre-order, you get some in-game current. Like it's
I'm
definitely
wondering
going to
if
be asking you
a
to
lot
buy
of it is
stuff.
that. Like, I'm wondering if it's a lot of
Aesthetics?
just cosmetic stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Could
what
be.
this game I was talking about a second ago. It's all pretty much cosmetic stuff. Like you're not
Interesting.
unlocking characters.
Where Winds Meet. Yeah. Well, we'll see how that goes. It's also going up against Call of Duty, which isn't exactly shy about asking you for extra money as well. So we'll see what happens that week as people spend way too much money right before Thanksgiving. All right, then we get into November 17th. There's this cool little side-scrolling fighting game coming out called Four Strike. I thought this one looked really cool. I wanted to highlight it.
I'm in. This is great.
You're-
Look at this.
You're already
Dude,
in.
this looks so
They call it a 2D martial arts fighter. So I think
yeah.
it's got some fighting game feel to it, while also being. I thought there was platforming elements, but maybe not. Maybe all I saw was the fighting, and I made that assumption.
I like the aesthetic a lot.
Yeah. What is this? Is this only on PC? It just feels like one of those.
Maybe.
I'm getting it, whatever it is, wherever it's coming out.
Yeah, I think I saw stuff like this, like you jumping onto this boat, and I thought maybe you did that, but maybe you might just go from level to level and then fight enemies. So actually, it reminds me of Shogun. What was that one? Showdown.
Shogun Samurai?
Showdown. Remember the Showdown one?
Yeah.
That sounds familiar, yeah.
Some of this reminds me of that, with where the enemies are on both sides of you with different health amounts. So maybe there's an element like that. but it's a little more actiony, perhaps, instead of turn-based. I don't know. But yeah, Four Strike is going to hit Switch and Steam.
Yeah, Switch. I'm going to get it there then.
Yeah, that one looks really cool. If you want something more story-based and narrative-focused besides the Good Night universe, you can also play on that same day, November 17th, the Berlin Apartment. Don't know a ton about it, but it does look like if you want something a little more narrative-focused, you can give this one a whirl. I'm guessing it's going to be sad. It's just my guess. Sometimes you see a game, you're like, that's going to be a sad story.
We'll start calling these sad simulators. It's just
sad simulator, yeah. The Berlin Apartment.
Simulating sadness.
So yeah, simulating sadness. That's right. All right, then on November 18th, we have this creepy little game called Morsels. I wanted to see what you guys thought of this one. I'm going to pull up the description of it too.
Okay.
It's described as a fast-paced creature-collecting roguelite with a rotating roster of characters to switch between at will. Compares it to games like Vampire Survivors. So it's a Vampire Survivor like. Yeah. But yeah, you basically are getting all these little weird creatures, these little weird morsels, and you're using them for your Vampire Survivor runs. So
the way that this is animating reminds me a lot of Nidhogg, the second one.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you guys ever played that. Like just the way it's animating and the look of it and the the squishiness and like kind of it reminds me of Nidhogg 2. Looks really.
Dude,
oh my
I'm
God,
totally with you on that. With that, I love that. Yeah, the pixelated animation. You're right. It does have that. It's very, very, very detailed. Even though it's pixelated, the detail level is extreme. So anyway, this drops on November 18th. If you want a unique take on the Vampire Survivor formula, check out Morsels. All right, up next, we've got the SpongeBob 3D platformer called the Titans of the Tide. So again, I remember seeing the trailer for this, being like, I don't really care about it too much, but it does look like it's probably a pretty fun character platformer that we've seen, with Astrobot and other games like that. I thought it looked pretty fun. David Hasselhoff, of course. Oh yeah, there we go. There's the actual gameplay. I thought the gameplay looked like it could be a fun 3D platformer. So, all right, and then on the next day, on November 19th, we have Moonlighter 2 hitting early access. Just to be really clear, it's not fully released yet, but it'll be in early access. I assume it'll come out in a 1.0 release on all platforms. But if you want to early look at it, November 19th, you can check out Moonlighter 2: The Endless Vault with a complete overhaul to their visual style. And I think that's going to rub some people the wrong way. Others might like it. My son saw it. He loved the first Moonlighter, and he thinks this art style looks awesome. Like, he's pumped for this art style. So I don't hate it. I really don't. There's sometimes art styles rub me the wrong way. I don't hate this art style, but I did really like the pixelated style of the previous one. I did. So, but yeah, I definitely would give this one a try. I loved the first Moonlighter game, and that comes out November 19th. November 19th has 3 really cool games, both in style and gameplay. They appear to offer. This is one of them. Check out this next one called Demon School. Have you guys heard of this one?
Yes. Oh, I've been talking about this one on the cast for, it feels like 2 years now. Every time there's a new thing.
I was going to say, I've heard of it. Why? I think it's because of Kyle. I actually said that. I'm pretty sure Kyle brought this one up. Yeah, man. It is we call it a new style tactics RPG where motion equals action. Defeating big weirdos in between the human and demon worlds as Faye and her misfit companions while navigating university life on a mysterious island. So it's going to have something. What in the world?
It doesn't look like this at all. Just FYI, it's a very stylized trailer.
Okay.
If you move it ahead a little bit. And,
I thought it shifted to this and then
that's
it's this.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Why is it? Okay, there you go.
Looks very cool still. I like this pixel. We're saying this a lot right now. I like this pixel art style. I do though. It looks great.
But it's so detailed. So detailed. It looks great.
It's just a Persona. It's a Shin Megami Tensei Persona.
I was just gonna say it's got a Persona vibe to me when I see the school and the demons you're fighting. Like that's very much the.
I think it's probably less about
definitely inspired.
Yeah, less probably about social links, even though I think there is still stuff like that. More about the combat and dungeon crawling and stuff.
And
like that.
And here's a key thing: it's coming to the Switch. That's definitely a Switch one for me. I think. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Cool.
So Demon School. So we got
Gotta get
Moonlighters.
them
This is all
trophies.
November 19th. These 3 games I think are really interesting. Moonlighter 2, Demon School, and then we got Neon Inferno, this absolutely wild platformer shooter game
What?
that it looks
What?
awesome. Yeah, I love the way this game looks. Yeah. You're in this crazy cyberpunk universe. And
Shooting in there. That's like Sunset Riders. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so. What is this called?
Neon Inferno.
Jesus. Dude, what there's
Yeah.
like almost like a slowdown thing where like you angle the shot there, like that's
Yeah, and it's
interesting.
definitely co-op too. Look, you got the 2 characters on either side.
Yeah, this is Sunset Riders. This is Cyberpunk Sunset Riders. Like with this, you'd be riding
It
on a horse
looks
there.
so
You're shooting in the
fun.
background like this. Like this is exactly what
Yeah.
Sunset Riders, which is one of my favorite games of all time on the Super Nintendo.
Dude. Well, this looks like it's going to scratch that itch, and it's going to look incredible in the
Well, there
process.
you go.
There's so much happening, like so much happening. Look at, is that 4-player? I couldn't tell if there was 4-player or just 2 NPCs are joining it, but there you go. It's coming to everything.
Man, it looks so good.
November 20th for the. I thought November 19th, but that could be a Steam thing. Sometimes Steam games release like at 10 p.m. the night before, so that could have just been my bad. I'm not paying close enough attention to that. So it's either 19th or 20th of November for Neon Inferno. All right. Hey, speaking of the Switch, Kirby's Air Riders. I'll jump ahead a little bit. This was into the direct that just aired a little bit ago. Let me just get to some. Oh, whatever. Who cares? Kirby Air Riders. It's
so
exactly
funny
what you think it is.
how we were just watching that previous thing, which is made by a small studio, smaller budget, and it's like this looks so cool, and then this, and it's like, I'm sorry, Sakurai, but I just
Sakurai.
I could not care less.
I just can't figure out how to care about this. I just can't figure it out.
Yeah, but I think he just likes doing Nintendo Directs, is what I've learned. I think that's all it is. He just likes doing those. So,
listen, I trust him. He knows what he's doing. Yeah.
I'm sure it's going to be fun.
He likes it. I'm sure he does.
That's such a diplomatic way to say it.
It's like when your kid wants to do something and they're just like, I want to do this, and they're just kicking his feet. Like, all right, whatever, kid, just go at it.
It's
fun.
So obvious Kirby is his favorite character, and I wish Nintendo would just let him make a real Kirby game, at this point. So, he probably deserves it.
Yeah, I agree. All right, next up we have one of my most anticipated games, Cleared Hot. You guys remember Choplifter?
Dude.
Yeah, dude.
Desert Strike and Urban Strike. Remember
yes,
those?
Desert Strike, Urban Strike. Yep. So
dude.
Cleared Hot looks like so much fun. It's this isometric helicopter action combat game.
Dude,
hang on, did you see him grab that missile and throw it back?
He caught the missile and threw it back.
Honk. Boom.
It's very realistic, incredibly realistic. So.
Totally realistic. But yeah, it looks like this really fun helicopter combat game called Cleared Hot. There's a demo out now, but the game launches on November 20th as well.
Yeah, just triggered some heavy nostalgia for me. God damn.
And it is expected to be its full release, not just the early access. Although let me just look it up. It's got to come to consoles, right? Let me see.
I hope so.
Might just be on Steam to launch. I can't find details on it, so we'll see. We'll see what else it launches on. But Cleared Hot looks fantastic. I loved that style. Playing those Urban Strike, Choplifter, all those kind of games were super fun. Even the side-scrolling ones back in the day were fun. But yeah, this looks really cool. All right, next up, we've got this cool little platformer called Retrace the Light. If you guys remember seeing anything about this one, does this ring a bell for either of you?
Doesn't ring a bell, no.
No.
It's cool, though.
It's got this time manipulation mechanic to it. It's actually more, my bad, it's not so much, there is platforming, but it's more about the action adventure element to it. They called it 2.5D because you do some side-scrolling and some isometric. But yeah, it's got this time manipulation mechanic to it. Whoa, look at that. That's trippy. So yeah, I think this one looks really cool. Retrace the Light. And it comes out on November 20th. There is a demo available on Steam if you want to give that one a look. Let's see if they say what it's arriving on. It might just be on Steam for the moment.
Okay.
But yeah. I think this one looks awesome. I'm all in for that one. All right. Next up, speaking of doing some retroness, you can go back and play R-Type Delta HD Boosted if you wanted some old
Boosted.
school arcadey shooter. Yeah, it's boosted, man. It's boosted with HD, no less.
Crazy.
Yeah. So I remember playing R-Type
case,
games.
too.
Those were a lot of fun.
Yeah,
back in
our
the
tips
day.
are fun.
Yeah, those were a good time. All right, so that is also on November 20th. All right, jumping ahead a little bit, we're getting towards the end of the month. November 24th, we have Constance, which I talked about with the demo. Loved the demo. I highly recommend this game if you like kind of challenging platformer action games. And the stuff they do with paint is really creative too. So the demo doesn't let you do a ton with combat yet. It's pretty basic combat, but it looks like it gets more complex as you go.
Oh, you can do a little pain. Yeah, it's like Celeste, but like more, also a heavier focus on combat. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. I don't know if Celeste did it have any combat. Might have had some, like indirectly.
There were like boss fights, but like not like you weren't like fighting. It wasn't combat.
Yeah.
Like,
it was more like you platform the boss fight, kind of, if I remember right.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one definitely has combat. Constance is really cool. I can confirm the demo was awesome. The art style's cool. It plays smoothly. I think it's a good time. And it is arriving on November 24th. 2 days later, after 2 delays, we are finally going to get access to one of my most anticipated games this fall. And that is Terminator 2D No Fate. Again, like Kyle said, the theme is, I love this pixel art style. Yeah, I do. This looks...
Yeah. Look at it.
Dude,
What do you have, eyes
cool.
and a heart?
And a heart.
Look at it.
Look at it. Come with me if you want
to live. There we go.
Can't
He just
wait.
did that at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude,
man, what a
yeah,
classic.
this looks so fun.
It's gonna be so cool.
Yeah. I can't wait for this one. So they bumped it back a couple times. It was going to hit, I think, in August, and they bumped it to October, and they did one more delay to November 26th, which is its current release date.
Yep, this and
I
Demon's
believe it's
Souls
coming to everything.
can't hold their release date, sadly. So we'll see if either or both come out by the time that we're there. So it feels like they'll push it out like 2 weeks before it's about to launch. Like it's not even like a big heads up. Like I think Demon School like silently pushed back a couple times. This did too. I think they were like, "It's coming."
Yeah.
Oh, no, never mind. Oh, wait. But yeah, I'm excited. Let it cook.
Yeah. Looks like they're adding some other modes too, whether it's arcade mode or infinite mode or boss rush mode. So they're giving you plenty of content in this game. The way that animation of her shooting that shotgun reminds me a lot of Blackthorn. Did you guys ever play that old Blizzard game, Blackthorn?
No.
It's like where you're actually on this orc planet, and literally it looks like this, and you could hit up to hide in the shadows, and then pop back out and shoot with a shotgun, and then up to hide in the shadows again.
Cool.
Yeah.
It was a really cool side scroller shooter called Blackthorn that I loved back in the day. But it's one of those Blizzard games that people are like, Blizzard made another series or game that I didn't know about. Like, yeah, it's a random one.
Sometimes they do that. Yeah.
It's true. So, all right. So this is Terminator 2D No Fate. It's hitting. I know this is the PlayStation ad, but I'm pretty sure it's coming to everything. So
Yeah.
that's November 26th. Last but not least, one that I played the demo for, and I can't wait. It doesn't have a release date yet. They just said November. We'll see if it actually hits in November. It's this quarantine simulator game where you're checking people for zombie infection.
Yeah, I'm in on this.
Oh, it's ridiculous. And then they come at you if they are turning. They sometimes will come at you. But anyway, really, really silly, but really fun.
I love the like
checkpoint. Yeah,
they're gone.
It's just gone. Just sweep them away.
Where do they go?
Yeah.
Where do they go?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a little bloody, a little violent, and a little
icky.
silly. A little icky. Yeah.
Infected
But
cage.
it is zombies. So what do you expect? Anyway.
I'm gonna call it back.
There you go. There's your
Nicolas Cage
November
movies.
preview. And you know what's fun about doing those kind of things too is it lets me get hyped. Even though if I looked at the schedule and glanced through, I'd be like, well, really, only thing this month for me is probably some Call of Duty. That's a bummer. So I'm glad to do stuff like this because now I have like 5 or 6, and I'm like, oh,
yeah, I just
I'll
wish
play
list
that.
4 things because of this. So
Yeah. So hopefully
all
those
with
of you
really
watching
good
and
pixel
listening,
art.
yeah, a lot of good pixel art.
Year of the
Hopefully those of you
Pixels.
listening and
Year of
watching,
the
you
Pixels.
got some games added to your hype list as well, and that way you can have a gaming-filled holiday season as your family gathers to eat turkey and talk politics, you can escape with your Nintendo Switch or your Steam Deck and play some games. Hopefully, one or two of these.
Listen, it's been a rough year. Let's just not do politics. Let's just not do it. Let's just eat
You
delicious
have
food.
to. It's
let's
a
just do
Thanksgiving
turkey.
pastime. Yeah.
Just turkey
Yeah.
and gaming. Just those two. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're
That's
right.
it.
I guess you're right.
Yeah, that's it.
Anyway, well, listen, thanks guys for being here. Thank you all for watching and listening. Make sure you like and subscribe and all those good things. And we'll see you on the next one. And hey, we do have Call of Duty coming out soon. That is probably the next major release that we all have to review together and talk about what we think about Call of Duty. So my plan is hoping to get back to playing a couple more games, whether it's Kahoot or ranking some things or whatever. So we'll get back to that in the coming weeks as well. But thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate your support in this weird thing that we do. We just talk at each other about games for a couple hours. But glad you guys are hanging out with us.
Yapping away.
We'll see you on the next one.